Slugging boys. The biggest I'm the boss. Which button makes this thing go? Send me to the fight.
What's happening? What's going on? Where are we going?
Fox is the biggest and the strongest. Kill the other boys. Fighting and winning.
Please, no more kissing.
Alrighty, welcome back to another Land Battles Capture Points stream, baby. Oh yeah, we're back. Today we're going to be doing some replays from the Vermin ladder event that we hosted over last week, hosted by Umaz, and set up with the help of Human Boy from his Vermin League ladder bot. And it was all good times all around, man. So it was very good stuff. And there's some interesting battles, and I think Umaz picked out some of the good ones for me. I didn't have a lot of time to go through a ton of these replays, so we're going to be going fresh, and that way I, am surprised by the result as well, and I don't exactly know what's going to be happening there. There's a couple ones that I think I play in, so obviously I know those, but we'll probably go with those near the end of the stream. I'm going to be posting a couple more links in the Discords. So hello, Ducky. How you doing, man? You're the one viewer. A lot of people are streaming today. I think Anticity was streaming, Human Boy is streaming, Lane Battle as well, and Dov is going to be streaming later as well. So just all the Land Battle today, boys. All of them. So I'm going to post a couple more links. You guys want to listen to maybe half of the theme song of the Orcs again real quick? Be great. And then we'll kick it off right after that. Alrighty, catch you in a few.
We're not going anyplace scary.
Time for foot slogging, boys. The biggest I'm the boss. Which button makes this thing go? is the biggest and the strongest.
Kill the other boy!
Fighting and winning.
Please, no more kissing.
Alright, we're back for real this time. Go, go! The boys have assembled. The boys, the boys, the boys, the boys. Whoa. Okay, we're not gonna do the whole wah, but one day it'll happen. Let's get the stream start thing out of here, man. And yeah, I think we're just gonna go kind of down the line here for the replays. Let me know if the sound is good. I'm pretty sure the sound for the game was on point last time, so we're doing it, team. We're doing it. So I guess we'll start off with I don't know. Let's see, Raced versus Campapero, and it looks like yeah. I'm not. Let's do it, boys. This is gonna be on Altar of the Champion. Very nice. One of the newer maps of the most recent update from the mod. So yeah, very good stuff. Okay. Oh, how y'all doing today? How are y'all doing? I got up early and worked out, and I was like, I'm feeling sore a little bit, but felt good. It felt right. It felt excellent. Because I love that feeling of when you're like not completely exhausted, but you're like a good, decent tired. Your body feels like physically satisfied. Yep. All right, I guess the thing with replays is there's no time to go over the armies like very quickly here. So let's start off with the HQ for Raced's Tomb Kings. He's got Cleta on her little scorpion thing, or snake thing, with Tomb Strike. Nice. And what other abilities? My Will Be Done. Seems about it. Very bare bones there. A Deathcaster with okay. It keeps falling over the thing. Spirit Leech and the Fate Abuna. Very cool. Then we have two Necropolis Knights here. Very cool looking construct units here. Get AP damage and poison. We have 4 Skeleton Spears, 2 Ushopti with Great Bows. And I guess we have, yeah, 4 Spears, and then a Kepler Guard, and 1 other Nehekara Warrior. Struggling on the Nehekara. Alright. Oh, shit. And actually in the Vanguard, he has some Skeleton Horsemen who are currently being ambushed by Questing Knights. And that is a big pick for the Bretonnians. But for the Bretonnians build, they got the Fey Enchantress, who has Earthblood, Dwellers Below, Favor of the Fae, myriad of her other things, the Blessing Lady, Life Bloom. She has it all, baby, with the Arcane Conduit, Mist of the Lady. Oh, so gross. Such a good package she comes with. Then we have Gotrek and Felix, the boys. The boys are back in town. Front line of 5 Battle Pilgrims, one being the Holy Wardens of Le Messentel. 4 bowmen, 3 bowmen, just 3 bowmen, and then 3 peasants in the back. Some of the skeleton horsemen trying to get into those peasant bowmen. Gotrek himself is trying to stop them all. And then for the cavalry contingent, we got 3 questing knights. And a Grell Relic. I guess that's technically part of the HQ, but it's not really a hero unit, so it's kind of goofy. Look at this dead fucker. Yeah, what a guy. What a Chad. Alright, so Ushopti Great Bows are firing in on the Peasant Bowmen. How dare you be fit? Yeah, the Peasant Bowmen are going to take a bit of damage here, but honestly, I mean, they can just push up and they'll get withered down eventually. It is important to get rid of these bowmen, but it's not like it's a ton of like value that these Ushopti guys are trading into right now anyway. It's kind of the gloriousness of bowmen, right? You're still going to get good value because, like, even if you just get a few volleys off, you might, like, pay for yourself, you know? It's just, like, so cheap. Another skeleton horseman. Man, was he hiding them, like, back there, too? He was just incognito with the Skeleton Horseman on the deploy, dude. I could not find him. Questing Knights are flanking around in the juicy little forest hidden there. And the third one is trying to intercept the Skeleton Horseman. We're running through the lines. Very nice. Front line of the Tomb Kings are crumbling. Spearmen will not do well. And the Nehekara warriors were getting wrecked. And the Kepler Guard, even though tanky as hell, because they are Tomb Guard, they did get shot to pieces, really. Even by shitty bowmen, that will pay a toll. The, good Fate of Buna, and that's going to absolutely wreck those Questing Knights, especially if they get charged by Necropolis Knights. They might get countercharged, but still not the hugest deal in the world. Peasant Bowmen are getting compromised here. There's actually a surviving Skeleton Horseman, the one that kind of threaded the needle there between the lines, and the Ushabti are totally putting in dividends here and slowly whittling down these bowmen. Yeah, that Questing Knight got absolutely butchered by the Buna and the Necropolis Knights, who are now chasing down the other Questing Knights. Kepler Guard will totally just destroy Battle Pilgrims in a battle of attrition. I guess the healing hasn't even procced for the first one, even though I swear I saw healing. I guess they just healed, huh? Is that the thing? Yeah, they've regen. There we go. Ushabti coming in the back. Ushabti? I swear they just got summoned. So yeah, maybe this thing is like not ticking off properly here. Or something. Because that doesn't seem right, guys. Okay, well, Questing Knights regardless are getting shot up by the Ushabti. And the Ushabti summon, and this is definitely the summon, right? Yeah, because they have the summoning thing. So this is just kind of inaccurate, I suppose, on the replay. Maybe it's bugged or something. The Necropolis Knights getting absolutely surrounded, but they're holding their own with a juicy 110 armor. And what's that melee defense? 43 is not bad, you know? It's not the worst for having 110 armor and high mobility. Questing Knights fighting Necropolis Knights out here, but they actually just got hunted down and absolutely butchered by the Necropolis Knights. Jesus. These Ushabti chasing off broken peasant bowmen. The Battle Pilgrims, and they changed it so Realm of Souls can proc multiple times now, but you cannot get multiple Ushabti ships. Oh, I just wasn't paying attention. I see. My dumbass. I knew they could do that. I was just like, I did not remember it actually getting there the first time. I thought it was just like this was the first round, you know. So I was super confused how I got to the Ushabti. Let's see, Gotrek coming in for the Grand Slam here onto the Necropolis Knights. They are surrounded. They should probably try to get out of there. I know these Questing Knights could try to hold them up, but really, it's just infantry. And you don't want Gotrek wailing on these guys and taking out models and stuff. It's not good there. Points-wise, Red has been holding the point for the majority of the game, but is now slowly taken back by the Tomb Kings. Is that a Grail Relic chasing Ushabti? Yes, it is. Speed 40, speed 54. That charge bonus is quite a hell of a jug. Hell of a jug. Jesus Christ, that thing is going motoring. Kalita is just terrifying and just being a douche to some peasantry here. The Lich Priest is probably going to come over, maybe Buna these bowmen or something, or just chase down these bowmen, perhaps. I would have kept chasing these routed bowmen, actually. Questing Knights going in there, hardcore. Necropolis Knights are basically damn near full health. Jesus. These other ones are pretty beat up, and they're missing some models for sure. Gotrek was putting in some work, and the Fae draining them, I'm sure, is not helping at all. But I mean, relatively speaking, it basically comes down to can the Ushabti and the Necropolis Knights defeat all this infantry plus the hero squad? Do we have a Felix? We have an alive Felix who can heal. So this is a problem here. Right here. If these guys can hold the point and keep the squad alive, it might be an issue for the Tomb Kings here. Kalita might be able to get some good picks, maybe on like a, maybe the Grail Relic. Or, yeah, is there 2 Grail Relics? I didn't even realize there was 2, man. First cast of the game, guys. Calm down. I'm just trying my best over here. Yeah, Spirit Leech onto Felix, smart move. Once you get the support system of Felix out of the way, it's a lot easier to deal with the Fae and Gotrek. Because you're going to need to cycle charge the shit out of Gotrek. Or just surround him with Necropolis Knights. But I mean, a lot of this is just peasantry, so cycle charging will just totally like wreck these guys. If you charge in some Necropolis Knights, you'll probably rout them off. You can use the strike from Kalita to give herself terror and get these peasantry out of the way. You Shabti firing in at the cap. I would actually start firing in at the battle pilgrims, or maybe even, yeah, just clear some of this infantry, because they're going to be the biggest things like in your way. I mean, I guess the cav could be too if she heals them up, but regrowth and stuff doesn't actually bring back models, so these guys are going to be just kind of sad for the remainder of the game. Ushabti moving in for a better angle, I suppose. Maybe they're going to fire right down the line. Look at that juicy line, man. Just if the ROR Ushabti that exploded, oh, it would totally wreck these guys. Wreck these fools. The swarm of slippery snakes are reforming here to try to take out the remainder, probably, of the questing knights. Let's see. That is a fate of Buna on the battle. Yeah, I mean, you know, I would have probably saved the wins for like a bunch of Spirit Leeches on Felix, to be honest with you. I think that's probably a better move. I think the Buna onto those already kind of dead battle pilgrims is not like the best here. Maybe onto these guys, because these guys can, or you can just shoot them to death with these Shabti, I suppose. But it's going to be an interesting. What just happened there? What just happened there? It'd be an interesting late game scenario, but I think the Tomb Kings have quite a bit of an advantage now. You have some decent ammo here. We got 4 ammo, and then we got, what, 9? I mean, honestly, what I would do in this situation... Ooh, not do that. Don't do that. Then Gotrek's gonna fuck you up. I'd take these knights, cycle charge the battle pilgrims, kill the Grail relic. It counts as a large. So you just kill it, or these anti-large, but is Kalita anti-large? No, she isn't. Okay, whatever. Just kill it regardless. Use the Shabti to just shoot the shit out of Gotrek, man. Just shoot the shit out of Gotrek. Because, like, late game, he needs to die. He needs to die, and it's, in combat, he's a scary motherfucker. He's just a bad dude. He's a bad dwarf. Not to be trifled with. Poor Kepler Guard, even with their regenerative powers, are going to get dunkled by this hero squad. With the dead man, the Fae, and Gotrek. A dead man, a dwarf, and a Fae princess walk into a bar. Is that a start of a joke or just a really epic battle? I don't know. The Ushabti running for their lives still. They could turn around and just shoot these guys. Again, these guys should have just, I think, pulled off, dealt with the battle pilgrims, and you use these guys to just start shooting the shit out of Gotrek. Or Felix if you can. But yeah, you see Gotrek's chasing here, so you can get some good damage with the knights, but now you have to retreat because Gotrek's running back. So that's why I was saying you might as well just use these guys to take out infantry. Nice Spirit Leech onto Felix, very good. Using the Spirit Leeches to either get Felix or the Fae down, I think, is worth it. And, oh, Questing Knights were not finished, but okay, Kalita will finish them off here. These guys should countercharge those so they don't get the rear charge penalty. But wow, they really didn't take that much damage anyway. It's kind of tragic. Necropolis Knights coming in hot to take out the Holy Wardens, who are just on their last... Is that the one? Two dudes. The last 2 dudes. We can do something big here. And then here's this Chad fucking Grail Relic. Look at him. 40 speed. Why do they have 40 speed? And why is his charge animation bringing him to glory? Take him down. Take the foul beasts down. Come on, kill this guy. Oh! No, he just slightly, like, hip-checked him. Oh, okay, and then the Deathcaster's coming in to seal that Grail Relic's fate there. What is the attack of it? 34, 20. Okay. Yeah, you know, something. 50 is better than 0. Better than 0, baby. High Queen Kalita coming in, dealing some good damage to the Fae. Should totally get her down in not a lot of hardship, because Kalita's a bit of a beast. And the Fae, although, ooh, is that a good volley from the Ushabti? Yep. But I think we're definitely going to save at least the other Ushabti, this Ushabti's ammunition for the Gotrek, because this guy is full health and an absolute Chad. He'll fight to the end, be dealing massive damage to like pretty much everything that's left on the field for the Tomb Kings. So yeah, but I think there's potential. There's potential for this Tomb King dub. They're up 4,000 gold damage value. I mean, there is some massive healing on the field, so, you know, it is slightly more impressive than it actually is because of the healing, but not by a ton, because, I mean, you know, she doesn't have passive healing, or does she have passive healing? No. She just has, you know, the classic life bloom and Earth Blood stuff, so just slightly inflated, not by a huge margin. Yeah, and I guess this is really going to come down, can you kill Gotrek, right? Can these guys shoot down Gotrek? Because I'd really be focusing on Gotrek at this point. Yeah, that's 0. Okay, he's just capping the point. This guy has to... Ooh, I would not be shooting Felix. The only reason why is because, like, you can just goon him. You can just goon him with Necropolis Knights. Like, shoot him, shoot him. He's a menace to society. Just charge Felix, you know? I mean, I guess you're charging the Fae right now. That doesn't really matter, but still. Oh. Now, what are we doing on points here? Nothing's really coming into effect yet. Now, if it's just Gotrek left, it will be actually hard. Like, let's say he can grind through all this, which I don't even know if he can, to be honest. That's a lot of shit. But even if he can, it's going to be really hard for him to get back on this point with all this mass at this point in time. It is like a good amount of time. It's like half the time-ish to actually win on victory points. So there's a good amount of time for Gotrek to just murder stuff. But if you want him to just murder stuff, I'd probably just run him on his point. Because then he has to keep something to contend with it, you know? It's kind of the point of the point. So he doesn't have to keep randomly chasing. He can just move on to the point, be contesting it, and then, you know, if Tomb Kings decide not to, he'll capture the point. And if, which they probably won't for a while because he can just expend ammo here. Let's see. Yeah. God, Gotrek is just so scary, man. He is such a Chad in his own right. I mean, the books are insane, but he's also a menace on game too. Oh, just a random side flank, a cheeky charge. Oh wait, oh, he's fucking up. Oh. That was a juicy rear charge. Oh, get him again. Oh, I wanted another attack animation off on that Lich Priest. Get an attack animation. Hit her, Gotrek. Slice that tail off. Oh, you slow little dwarf stunty bastard. Gonna get fired in on the Ushabti. Felix getting routed. So it's literally just the one-man army. The one-man stop. The absolute god himself. Fury of the Dawizar. Well, I guess not the Dawizar. That's what's coming up in the DLC. Just the normal Dawi. I don't know all the Dawi languages, things, dude. There's a bunch of random shit in there. Oh. Let's see how his health is faring. Not taking a... Ooh, he's taking some chunkers. Yeah, I think at this point it's just too many big, like, AP. Well, I guess AP doesn't matter for him, but just big stuff. Tomb Kings have a little bit too much on the field here, and Gotrek is going to meet his demise. As High Queen Kalita's actually hit like every other goddamn attack, man. Oh, Jesus. Every little Viper strike. Oh, that X-Wing back. Oh. Gotrek, you're getting viped, bro. You're getting absolutely viped. Finish him off. Yeah. Oh, did he get it? Oh, he got a little healing thing. What the fuck was that? Heroic form, dude. Nice. 50% chance, I guess it just kills him. Huh? Or it doesn't kill you, it just... GG! That was a wild game. I think, you know, Race definitely had that at a certain point. But there was a time where he, you know, Bretonnia had a lot of infantry. Some of those skeleton horsemen got caught out for free value. I think it was just like the Necropolis Knights were menaces. And Fey on foot is like less reactionary than like Fey double paladin. Like Fey double paladin could probably have dealt with those knights a bit better, right? And put up a like an actual fight against Kalita. So Gotrek is a god. He's definitely a god, but he just has not enough reaction speed for this particular army. It wasn't useful till the end. Do I play Vermintide? I have Vermintide and I've played Vermintide. I just don't currently play it. I like Vermintide. It's just I'm not a huge fan of having to grind for like gear per se. And I like playing all the levels like maybe once or twice. But then after that I'm kind of over it, you know? Like I'm kind of like, well, all right, you know. But I like the gameplay. Gameplay's great. They're coming out with they came out with the Tower of something, right? Where these two witches, I think I saw a trailer somewhere. So that looks really cool. And Fat Shark did great with Darktide. I like Darktide, even though I think it's kind of like there's some weird patches, or not patches, but rough patches at the launch there. So let's see the value: 1300, 1800, very nice, 1100, 1700, 1100. Wow, God, Kepler Guard are so good, man. They're just absurd, dude. They're just absurd. Like, I wonder if they'll do Vermintide 3 one day. Yeah, I'm sure they will, man. Either Vermintide 3 or some other kind of title. I think they make a good amount of money off the games, not like a ton, you know. It's like, but I think they make enough to like keep making content. Excuse me. Yeah, 2400, 2100, Jesus. So these two are the real, like the Bunas were gross, and the Kepler Guard is just a gross unit. Like that regen, the way healing is now is gross. 1400 for Fae, 1300 for Gotrek, you know, and the rest is history pretty much. I mean, you know, they got okay damage, these Battle Pilgrims, but winning that infantry fight didn't actually end up mattering. And getting the bowman compromised, surprisingly, by like one rogue skeleton horseman combined with the Ushabti was pretty good. Okay, let's move on to the next battle here. We are going to hit you with a Warriors of Chaos and Dawi battle. I've never really gotten to the 40k lore. I only really know about the Vermintide stuff. Yeah, 40k is interesting. I think as a setting, like, I don't know, like Warhammer and Warhammer 40k have this thing of like, they're really good at world building, right? Like the world building is insane. Like the character designs, the like background stories, like they're great. And then when it like comes to like actually like storytelling, I feel like in general, Games Workshop like has like a little bit of a struggle finding people that make really good games. I know there's good like books in 40k, like a certain like I think it's the Eisenhorn series or something. Apparently, is really good, and some others. But I know it's just like very like he's the like most chattest, fucking brutal, most epic commander ever, and he's facing off against the most brutal, cunning, evil demon of all. So it's just like always just everything super like over dramatized and just like epic and large scale, just because they're kind of there to sell models, right? Okay, for the HQ for Warriors of Chaos, we got Festus with Random Visitations and Fleshy Abundance, a classic combo. We have 2 Exalted Heroes, just regular Exalted Heroes though, so no Nurgles. We have the Chaos Trolls Armored, and just 1 of those. Then we have Forsaken, Marauders with Great Weapons, 2 of those, and then another Forsaken, so 2 Forsaken. On the flanks here, we have Marauder and Marauder with Great Weapons. On the far other flank, we have the Mirror Guard and the Weird Spawn, a very cool unit. And then we have the Knights of Immolation. These guys are pretty dope as well. They drop the Bombard. Searing Torrent ability, which can be pretty lethal. For the Dawi, we have Grom Brindle, the White Dwarf literally himself. I think that's all for the hero line. We don't actually have a runesmith or anything. That is wild. We have 4 Miners of Blasting Charges, a couple Dwarf Warriors here, and then a couple regular Miners, and then a couple Dwarf Warriors with great weapons. So very wide, very cheaper infantry here. Dwarf Warriors, great weapons. And then we have 2 Slayers, one being the Dragonback Slayers, which have the fire resistance and stuff, flammable. Then we got some organ guns, and thunders, and cannons. Wow, that is a group, an eclectic group. Shooting down the Mirror Guard here, tragically. Sigvald's personal guard are getting shunted around here. Very beautiful, shiny, glorious chrome. Going straight to Valhalla and the halls of Mad Max. Skaven are in this game, correct? Yes, Skaven are in this game. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a Skaven game in this stream here. I believe I saw the abbreviated name of it. So we will see some down the line. Forsaken and all the infantry here are doing a pretty well. They're advancing, but tragically the Mirror Guard is getting pretty targeted. The Trolls go out a little early. They actually are fine for absorbing this fire damage. It's not great that they have fire because their regen makes them weak to fire, so they take extra, but if they charge in and absorb that, because basically the blasting charges deal massive damage to unarmored targets, which would be these Marauders. So you can see that they have 15 armor, and they definitely look the part. Just naked Norsemen with axes. But the Trolls have 110, so they actually won't be taking as much damage as you think. The Exalted Heroes are great for screening out these Miners with blasting charges, so the Marauders can actually get into combat before they have a chance to throw. The Forsaken are actually going to manage to get into combat. The Weird Spawn get in unscathed, which is nice. And the Mirror Guard are finally saturating that fight as well. On the flank, we have more Trolls. I guess I didn't notice the Trolls over here. The Trolls! And they're coming in to stop the blasting charge as well. So excellent play by Warriors of Chaos stopping the blasting charges from happening. Festus getting a little sniped out. The White Dwarf going after the Exalted Hero. He'll totally destroy him. And Festus got to be careful because the Thunderers will wreck him. The Miners will wreck him. Any missiles will wreck Festus. He has 30 armor and no shield block chance, so he's a little sad, pudgy Nurgle boy with his little cauldron of goodness here. And he's popped his healing aura, so he has a healing aura and a damage aura. Both are very good. Let's see if the Knights of Immolation, who are these flying, disc-riding Knights of Zeech, very cool. Gonna charge into the cannons. I was hoping to see a bombardment here somewhere. Maybe on the Dwarf Warriors or something in the future. But getting these cannons offline is important as well. Forsaken are full health. These guys are being forgot. They need to come around and definitely blast into these Miners because they will just shred through them pretty much like paper. Are the lores connected? Yeah, so it's in the same universe. Vermintide is in the Warhammer universe. I believe it's taking place during this event called the End Times, which is essentially the end of the world apocalyptic event for the Warhammer universe. This game is set like a bit before that, so it's when the world is still alive and not currently like falling to the powers of chaos, even though this Dawi line is getting diddlied by the Warriors of Chaos here. The only thing that's a little sketch is the White Dwarf on Festus will absolutely obliterate him. 70 magic attack as he... Oh, actually Festus doesn't have physical resist, so it doesn't even matter that he's magical attacks, but he's 500 weapon strength, armor piercing, super gross, single entity. I would not be charging him into combat with Gromidal. Gromidal, turn around and smack this boy. Right in his bald head. Alright, so Chaos Dwarfs. God, I have Chaos Dwarfs on my mind. Chaos Trolls getting rear charged by Miners, but they will absolutely obliterate them in prolonged combat because they're just menace. I mean, look at them. They have their little armaments of the gods smashing into them. Lovely, lovely. This right flank, or this left flank, is actually going to the dwarfs. They have thunders being unlocked, and the organ gun being able to fire. If we look at the, actually that's not a great trajectory. They have to fire over their own troops, but the troops are short. So you can see dwarves are definitely shorter, so if you can fire a shot into this juicy blob, right, where they're just kind of chilling, that organ gun would be great. But it's just a line of sight issue, right? It is just a line of sight issue. Blasting charges, ooh, still deal great damage to Forsaken just because they don't have that shield block chance. They do have 85 armor, so it shouldn't deal massive damage, but it's still really good damage to these poor chaos mutated lads. I guess Festus is just healing the crap out of himself. He used Fleshy Abundance, and I don't know if they crumped the White Dwarf or what happened to the White Dwarf escaped. Very nice. But, yeah, with the strong Nurgle healing, those Exalted heroes actually can be very scary to deal with for the White Dwarf by himself, because he has no single entity friends. Like, if he had Gotrek and Felix, this would be an absolute, like, murder squad, you know? Because this guy's just a menace. An absolute menace, but he's by himself. Found this from Dog Plays. Oh, thank you, buddy. How you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. I'm very nasally today. I have, like, bad congestion, but it is what it is. It's the curse continues. I just get randomly, like, hay fever whenever I stream. It's a theme. It's been, like, 2 streams where I haven't had, like, super bad, like, random congestion. Grombrindal indulging in his bloodthirsty ways, smashing through these marauders. He will be doing good in general in this engagement, but the Exalted Heroes are going to come in and start clapping. Like, if he just had one more support character, he could do well here. Or if a mistake like this. So, like, honestly, getting surrounded by these miners and stuff is not great. He does, Festus pops his damage ability, so the Harbinger of Pestilence, which will deal damage to everyone in a nearby radius that is his enemy. Just constant over time, so it's not a bad deal at all. And it's not spell damage, so the dwarves don't actually resist it. And Grombrindal, although a Chad, a dwarf god of old, he just doesn't want that smoke with that 3 hero squad. These Exalted Heroes are actually putting in work. Putting in a lot of work. So, yeah, let's see. Knights of Immolation left. Chaos Trolls left. What else are we seeing here? Just Dwarf Warriors. I mean, there's a lot of Dwarf Infantry, actually. Let's take a look here. Yeah, we have a ton of Dwarf Infantry here. And the Dwarves are up on damage value here. Can the hero squad survive and endure while Grombrindal chases off like trolls and stuff? So, another thing to keep in mind, the cap point, which is right here, has not been capped the entire game. So, if someone does want to try to win on points, which is rare, basically, it'll take quite some time for either faction to do it. He's an overpriced beef stick. Maybe he could kill some balls, but at least in River 2, he couldn't even do that. Yeah. There once was a time when he was cool, when he first came out and he had like his smoke bombs and was just kicking ass, chewing bubblegum, taking names, but now he has fallen a bit behind and definitely in favor of like Thoric Ironbrow, who's the current Chad of all dwarfs, where he is just like a runesmith, he has armor piercing damage, and then has all these ridiculous abilities like he damages spellcasters, he has naturally just good like runes that he just come with him. He's a very good dwarf hero that's hard to pass, or dwarf lord that's hard to pass up. There's other dwarf options that are also a lot cheaper. I think Umais hits it on the head there with saying Grombrindal's a little overpriced, as he just doesn't pull his weight a lot of time. Oh, that's kind of glitchy. You see his little he's so short that his icon actually is sent. Oh, he's gonna walk into it now. He's like doing the like, what is it? Hula hoops? Yeah, he's hula hooping right now with his selection marker. Okay. The Exalted Hero Squad is actually putting in work, though. Festus and the boys are draining the hell out of these Dwarf Warriors with the Harbinger ability. And we'll just see the final showdown to see if Grommadal can actually... Ooh, we got Rancid Visitations. So Rancid Visitations is a very good direct damage spell, especially against single entities. And he's going to get absolutely slapped here. Looks like the Dwarf Infantry can't kill this blob of hero-ness. The hero hammer lives on, boys. It lives on with the Festi. Let's see if he grabs the little guy and, like... Oh no, he just slaps him a little bit. Okay. He has this cool animation where he grabs up a dude and, like, oh, he pours some, like, stuff down his throat. It's really nasty. It's like, here's your medicine. Take it. Well, it's still hot. Oh, there's a tackle. Nice. His animations are great. Festus is one of my favorite ones. He's so gross and just vile. Just evil. Yeah, these heroes just beat the hell out of his game. Yeah, Exalted heroes are pretty decent, just like combatants, man. Just like base stats, like, it's not bad. The only thing they're missing really is like AP. If they had AP, they'd be absolutely disgusting. For their price, right? Yeah, it's looking like an L for the dwarves. I think Festi's draining ability is too strong. And they just got crumped in that front line. Their blasting charges got stunted. Their entire like engagement plan really didn't go well. The only like thing that was going really great for them is the beginning, where they were just shredding those mirror guard and some Forsaken or something. But like it was just rough. Grommadal was outmatched with the hero squad. He didn't get great frontline engagements, and to be fair, he brought a very cheap frontline, so it was kind of a holding frontline, right? Like one that's meant to just kind of chill and keep your enemy from getting to you. While your skirmish does the work, but the issue is he just had these organ guns, and look at that value. I mean, that's really good, right? Cannon, not so much. Cannon was supposed to probably be firing at the trolls, and maybe even like combo fire at the trolls, or the weird spawn, because weird spawn are absolutely disgusting. Didn't go over them like in detail, but if you don't know, they have armor sundering, they have a shield, and they cause terror. So they're really just a goated unit in many respects. Okay, so Zeech versus Nurgle now. This is going to be a wild one, probably. We will see what happens here. Alright, I'll be right back. I need to blow my nose, so you guys stick tight while I be right back. Alright, I'm back. Hopefully sinus is on the mend here. Took some Sudafed. Ah, thought of clearing up. The gods have cleansed me. Okay. Let's do it, boys. Let's go into the realm of chaos. With Zinch and the Nerg. The Nergenstein. In the Zinchiane, we got Cool Umbrella versus a Sulfur Crested Tattoo, I guess. I don't know why. Yeah, weird. Weird that it blocked that, you know? I wonder if he did that intentionally. Or if that was just the game. Alright, let's look at the HQ. What do we got for Zinch here? We have Kairos and the Soul Grinder. So Kairos will be Oracle of Eternity, Scroll of Destiny. So Oracle of Eternity gives the resistance. This gives the good reserves. He has Blue Fire and Regrowth, excellent. Then Life Leech, Fires of Change, Greater Arcane Conduit, very nice. And his classic stats of Terror and, you know, physical resist. The Soul Grinder, we have two Furies and one Screamer. And then let's see, are we seeing any action here? He's probably gonna Blue Fire the Nergs here at some point. For the infantry, we have the Blazing Squealers, Exalted Pink Horrors of Zinch, which actually give off more ammo, I believe. Can replenish ammunition in an area. And they give Arcane Mirth, which is actually a good power recharge. He has 5 Blue Horrors of Zinch, versatile infantry, there you go. Spawn of Zinch, and a classic Weird Spawn play. Those Weird Spawn are just so good, dude. Yes, Terror, Armor Sundering. Oh, so good. Okay, for Cool Umbrella and his glorious Nerg, we have the Chaos Sorcerer Lord. He's got Fleshy Abundance and the Crown of Everlasting Conquest. Very good stuff. His 2 Nurgle Exalted Heroes with their AP and Poison. Super gross units. Just absolutely disgusting. For his Infantry Corps, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Marauders of Nurg. We have 3 Marauders of Nurg with great weapons. Then we have a Chaos Warrior, 2 Chaos Warriors, very nice. It looks like 1 Chaos Knight of Nurgle, just straight up melee variant. And then we have a bunch of shenanigans here. We have 4 Chaos Warhounds with poison and a rogue Nurgling just chilling in the forest, ready to strike at any given time here. Because they're chilling. I mean, they can really run up and just probably wreck these blue horrors in a matter of no time at all. The thing about this particular build right now is that the front line of Marauders is probably going to get wrecked because they're going to get shot up by the blue horrors, charged in by the weird spawn. They're probably going to rout pretty quick. Even the ones with just regular spawn going in on them, you're not going to like it. The only thing these guys have going for them is their juicy 35% missile block chance. If you know, these guys were in the front line, it would be a much better trade for the Zinch here, but these guys are going to get crossfired, and they will get destroyed, you know, like I said, but it's just even more value for these Marauders with great weapons, and these guys only come with like 4 ammo. But however, these guys can replenish their ammo, so there is a bit of synergy here. They're going to be firing in the Marauders. The issue now is these guys are totally exposed, not protected by Weird Spawn or any other kind of thing. And the Soul Grinder, who's a huge, like, money sink, basically, is getting chased down by these Exalted Heroes of Nurgle, who will totally just, like... Ooh, Curse of the Slug, which is an army ability, so it can be cast anywhere. Gets cast on the Soul Grinder, and he will get absolutely chopped to bits by these Exalted Heroes. Just no contest. They have 2 high melee defense and armor piercing, and they're just too goated of a unit. They're very good. They're very good, these Exalted Heroes. They're one of the best, like, single entity kind of blob or single entity squads in the game, really. So let's see, we got some Chaos Furies kind of mucking about. These guys probably need to stay in tight to protect the Blazing Squealers, because they're just getting wrecked right now. They have their shields up still, so they're not taking permanent damage, but they will soon, because they're just not that good in combat. They have 48 melee defense. That's not even bad. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, still, they are meant to be in... oh, they're throwing through their unit. I thought that was fixed. Oh, maybe... Ooh, brutal. The Soul Grinder lives, though. Some of the blue horrors are getting compromised and destroyed for sure, though. And the sad thing with the Squealers is they need to come back and try to give them some of their ammo late game if they can. Weird Spawn gonna probably wreck Marauders and Nurgle just because of the terror and just good DPS. Yep, they're gonna run. Kairos Fate Reaver plus Screamers is gonna actually probably deal some pretty juicy damage to these Knights of Nurgle who are isolated away from the Lord. Away from the Lord? Is the Lord nearby? No, he is not. He is over here. I don't know why I didn't see him the first time. Is he on foot? Oh, wacky. He's on foot. I guess it makes him harder to hit. Because single entities, when they're on foot, sometimes will get knocked around because of their lack of mass, and it just becomes annoying for like larger targets to really attack them. Oh, he got Fleshy Abundance over, maybe not overcast, but just a single cast from all the way over here, which is pretty ridiculous range, pretty good. And Spawn of Tzeentch running in to try to smack down on these dogs. If they do connect, yeah, they're gonna fuck those dogs up pretty good. Again, the Squealers are actually holding down this whole flank, man. I did not expect that. I thought they'd get compromised a lot earlier, but I guess the dogs didn't come in to like do a flank, and they just keep chopping up these Marauders who come to fight them head on. It's kind of wild. It's pretty good value. If they can stay alive and then give some ammo to some of those blue horrors in the late game, it could be so good. It could be so crucial. Chaos Furies smacking on some dogs. And the Nurglings. Nurglings are very good because they're just, you know, they're not going to rout and you'll sit there and fight for a while. A Spawn of Tzeentch doing some stuff. And again, rear charge by these Screamers are doing wonders against this Chaos Knight. Even with Fleshy Abundance, this thing is all the way down, like back to like a quarter health already. Squealer's about to be done. Blue Hordes are probably going to move to engage these guys. Now, this is the problem. These guys probably need to turn around and shoot the Chaos Warhounds as quick as possible, because they will outmaneuver these blue horrors. But the Chaos Furies, if rear charging, these Warhounds will absolutely end them. Another Fleshy Abundance, or no. Okay, Fleshy Abundance, and then the Army ability, Fecundity, which is a just healing ability. The Soul Grinders get regrowth by the Kairos, very good ability. Kairos is a very versatile lord if you bring like multiple spells, but just his minimal kit of blue fire and regrowth is definitely good enough. Probably his two most potent spells, to be honest. So Blazing Squealers again holding down this flank. Probably should readjust, shoot at these guys now, and then probably run over here and maybe try to give ammo while they can. I think it's an activated ability. Yep. Spawn and Screamer should be able to clean up this Chaos Knight Nurgle as long as the Sorcerer allows him to, because they have been getting healed like a mother effer. They have just been non-stop healed by the Urfather's magic, you know. Nurgle knows how to take care of their own, and this Chaos Knight has gone through hell, hell itself, and still coming out. Just it got glitchy ass Furies. They're just going through it all, man. Going through it all. Kairos being healthy is gross. The hero squad for Nurg is still fine though. I guess the weird spawn plus like Kairos could probably actually beat up this hero. I mean, like regular spawn are doing decent, so the weird spawn definitely can. And I would actually, yeah, I mean, fighting this Cav is fine. I'd start maybe chucking some blue fires in here. If these guys can live, or we need to move back these Chaos Furies, yep. And good old Screamers coming in. But really they're just here for the Chaos Knights, and then I'd bounce. And then I'd try to bounce with these weird Spawn and Spawn of Tzeentch as well. Because unless you have Kairos over here to like start sniping this Exalted hero, I would kind of leave them alone, you know, because they're pretty strong, and I'm sure there's a little bit of juice left in the magic tank for the Lord of Nurgle at this stage of the game. Probably a little bit more, maybe not a ton, but at least a little bit. So it's a scary possibility of him just healing this guy back up, right? And then he just starts wailing on Spawn of Tzeentch and Weird Spawn. Weird Spawn should turn around and just fight these guys. arcane mirth guys, or the ammo guys. Did they already use it? Yep, use it. So they used it to get the soul grinder back up. And does it just replenish ammunition? Oh, that is gross. So the soul grinder is about to absolutely eviscerate shit. That's a really good combo. I didn't even think about that. So, guys, like, one of the better units in the game right now is this Zechian Soul Grinder, because he throws that disgusting-ass missile projectile you just saw. And he will, like, kite around the battlefield and absolutely cause terror with that ability, or with his attack. And the fact that you can just regen it, like, he didn't even give a shit about the blue horrors. He was just regenning the Soul Grinder. My dumbass was like, yeah, the blue horrors, you can regen it for value. No, this Soul Grinder getting regen is absolutely disgusting. That means he can snipe, like, this hero squad to death, like, very easily with blue fire and Soul Grinder shenanigans. Like, that is just brutal. I mean, it just goes to show, like, how important, like, probably keeping these exalted heroes on the Soul Grinder is, like, or at least one hero on the Soul Grinder is a good idea. And also, knowing Umbrella, he probably meant to take the Lord on horseback, because I think that's how he usually rocks it. But I could be wrong. Maybe he intentionally chose it just to cut funds and stuff. So you never know. Alright. And, yeah, this Soul Grinder is gonna just be putting in work, dude. Like, the Blazing Squealers got pretty, like, yeah, 1,200 value, dude. And, like, they were just mulching through infantry. This changes my mind about these Squealers so much, dude. I thought they were real shitters, to be honest with you. I mean, look at them. Do they look like they're dope? What is this? What is that face? What the hell is that? You know? Like, what is this? But, nonetheless... Oh, are these guys getting regrowth? Nice. Okay, because they can run away. I mean, you can pin him with the Soul Grinder, run these guys away, shoot the shit out of him. I mean, really, if you had Kairos' Gaze of Fate ability, you could just start pinning guys, which I love doing. I love nets. Nets just feel so, like, juicy to me when you pin something in place and then just use some, like, cool, like, ranged ability or, like, spell and just blow them the hell up. It just feels so, like, it feels so gross, you know? You're just like, yes, you can't do anything about it. You can't move. Soul Grinder, just big chillin'. Like, this being alive, I guess, by the late game was a crucial part of this matchup. I mean, it's hard because if you have just Kairos at the end, that hero squad will totally, like, beat him up, right? Like, these three can, like, take on a lot of different targets in the Warhammer universe of factions here. And Kairos is not that scary of a combatant to begin with because of his low melee attack. And I'm pretty sure his defense isn't that great either. But the fact that you had a bit of the spawn left, which turned out to be problems, and the weird spawn, juicy value on these Blazing Squealers. That has really changed my mind. Mostly because of the Soul Grinder combo, right? You can just throw in Blazing Squealers, regen the Soul Grinder ammo, and then just go to fucking town. You know, as long as these guys are alive in the late game. It makes me wonder if you could go even wider, right? Maybe have a little more protective of a stance. I love the weird spawn. I think they're one of my favorite units, but I don't even know. I feel like you go even, like, you could go even wider. I mean, I guess you go Kairos or like one of the Lords of Change, but I'd maybe think about going Village just for cheapness, so you can afford, like, to basically protect your Soul Grinder and your Arcane, whatever the Squealers are. And then you can assure that combo of, like, oh, I'm going to regen all my ammo at the end. Because all you need to do is keep that unit alive. It's pretty crazy. Okay. So, moving on. It is DBD, the same sulfur-crested tattoo guy, which is somebody. I think he has an alternate name in Discord or something. Versus Legio. the Sabris himself, the boy. He usually plays dwarfs on this channel, but for now he's playing the good old Grand Cathay, and I'll be right back as well because I need to take a sip of water. Alright. Your boy's back. Your boy's back. Okay. And, alrighty. So, let's take a look at some Wood Elves versus, Grand Cathay, baby. Let's go. Let's go. The Sisters of Twilight, one of the most annoying lords in the game. She, like, they truly exemplify what it means to be a Wood Elf and, like, run away the coward's way, you know? She just flies around on an eagle or a dragon. Like, doesn't even have the option to just be a footlord. Like, no, they physically cannot. They have to be a kiting piece of shit. And then the Shogunate Lord, or whatever. So, on the Eagle, we have the Sisters of Twilight with Conjoined Destiny, Windelar's Vantage, ooh, some extra damage and stuff, and then her regular switched of the shots. She has multiple shot and then a focused shot, depending on what you want to do. Spellslinger, using her Power Stone immediately, has an Opal Amulet, Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma, and a Pit of Shades. Ran up with some Longbow Riders. These units look so cool, dude. The goat cav. I need to put some respect on their name. Dragonblood Lord. But for the rest of the Wood Elves, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Eternal Guard with shield or without shields, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Glade Guard, 8 Glade Guard, 2 of them normal, or 3 of them with Starfire Shafts, 2 of them with Hagbane Tips, or 1 with Hagbane Tip, and then the rest with Starfire Shafts. That's kind of wild, and then a regular one. So then we have 2, 3, 4 Glade Riders. 4, ooh, that's a good pit. Solid move. For Grand Cathay, as they're taking pot shots into this Spellslinger, geez. For the HQ, we have the Shogun Lord, and they have Storm of Shadows, Cloak of Jet, Blossom Wind, and let's see what else. Jade Amulet, very nice. On the little Longbow mount, Longbow Riders, who are taking some significant damage from the Glade Guard here as they're approaching scarily with this wide-ass Wood Elf formation you don't see a lot. You don't see Wood Elves a lot in general because they've kind of fallen off these days. But we have Peasant Horsemen rounding out the flanks. We have a Sky Lantern to rain down some shots onto these Wood Elves here. 1 Peasant Archer, 2 Crane Gunners who are currently... One of them's blocked, line of sight, because of the hill. Peasant Archers as well. Actually, 3 Peasant Archers. A bunch of Jade Warriors in the front. And then a bunch of Spearmen, Peasant Spearmen in the back. So, kind of like a little bit top-heavy build. Because these guys are actually on top of her. They're like... Skylander's a lot of money for probably not going to do a ton in this matchup. The Longbow Riders are pretty much done now. Like, they're already dead. But the Dragon Blood Lord is alive and well. I think it's just a mismatch of builds, honestly. Because, like, these Crane Gunners are not getting the shots they need. The Glade Guard are absolutely picking apart everything here. There's just not enough mobility for this Grand Cathay build to really thrive here. I mean, they're just getting outshot. They're getting outplayed at their own game. They're boxing up, and they're getting absolutely punished for it. And that's kind of the danger of going up against good, Wood Elf players, is that they know when they can outshoot a faction, and you have to know, like, when you can potentially be outshot by Wood Elves, because The thing about this Wood Elf build, right, is it's still even strong against mobility, right? But you have to bring the mobility, otherwise there's no pressuring these Glade Guard, and you're just gonna like suffer. That being said, some of these Glade Guard are getting routed off by the Crane Gunners, and one of these Crane Gunners is alive and well. So if this one can stay alive and just keep shooting into the Glade Guard, that'd be great. But honestly, it's like the Sister Twilight really not taking that much chip damage from the Sky Lantern, right? It does 23 ammo, so over the course of a game, can do a lot of damage. I'm just worried about these like 2 Glade Guards right here, right? These guys, if they can make their way in, these guys will come back, right? Once these Jade Warriors route, you can move this guy up. I would actually move him up right now and just start firing into the Crane Gunners. These guys can clearly go around. You can smack into the Peasant Archers. You can smack into the Crane Gunners. Because if you smack the Peasant Archers, these guys can't shoot. Very easily compromised right now. And in fact, the Spellslinger's kind of running around, I guess, chasing this Dragonblood Lord. Really, I don't know what else this Dragonblood Lord has done in terms of like spells or impact here. Ooh, dodges those missiles from the Sisters. Nice aerial maneuvering. And has the Cloak of Jet is unsnipeable. Jesus. So he's currently hidden or stalked or whatever, which is very cool. But the, or maybe isn't. Oh yeah, now he is. Okay, there we go. Or now she is. The Glade Riders finally broke into the cookie jar, but the... Ooh, that was a juicy hit, but unfortunately just on Peasant Spearman. If it caught a bit of those Crane Gunners, it did caught a bit of them, yeah. And then the Spellslinger. If the Spellslinger can get onto these Crane Gunners, doesn't need to be fighting the Peasant Longbowmen, but the Crane Gunners here, yeah, it's probably over. Like... But, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they can bring it back if they stay online. It's just that, like, it looks like, you know, these guys are healthy or whatever, but they're just Peasant Spearmen. Like, they're really not that great, you know? Like, not like Glade Guard can beat them in melee, but they can just kind of run away, shoot them a few times, and then they're going to be, like, all sad. Because they don't have a missile block chance, even. 15 armor. The Sisters of Twilight would both beat up the Sky Lantern in melee and in shooting. Like, they'll just outsnipe it, just straight up. And the Dragonblood Lord maybe should have been going after the Sisters. I think the Dragonblood Lord has some pretty gross ability. I don't know if she brought it. Jade Amulet. No. There's this one where you just take, like, 75% less physical damage. It's like a 75% physical resist. And that is gross, guys. Like... This thing can be really nasty in combat if you want it to be. Yet another Pit of Shades, just like securing the deal for me, to be honest with you. Like, I feel like the Hero Squad and even these small remaining portions of Archers are enough. Like, just the fact that they're not, like, broken or, you know, shattered is enough for me. That I think is, like, over for Cathay here. I just don't see him coming back. I think... Spellslinger and the Sisters will definitely jump the Dragonblood Lord as well. As long as these Crane Gunners are dealt with, which they're literally about to be. It was just a rough composition, man. So the thing about Land Battle is that I don't want to say, I don't necessarily fully believe that, like, build roulette is, like, present in all matchups. And I'm not even confident enough to say that it's present in the Grand Cathay Wood Elf matchup. I just don't know that matchup well enough. I think you really have to, like, truly know matchup very well in order to even determine that it's, like, build roulette-y. But I will say that, like, the builds that were brought here, one was very wide, very DACA. The other one was expecting, oh, like, my Crane Gunners and my 3 Peasant Bowmen will, like, carry me, and my good, like, Jade Warriors will just sit there and take any of the punishment from the shitty, like, Wood Elf infantry. Which the sad thing is, too, Wood Elf, like, Rush is not bad. Like, Wood Elf Rush here might have, like, crumped the front line of those Jade Warriors. The thing, though, about Jade Warriors is that they're at their prime when they're fighting with those Peasant Bowmen. So, like, he had a good strategy. It's just use Harmony and, you know, box up and use the Crane Gunners to punish any ranged. But the Wood Elves just went too wide. And didn't really account for the fact that Wood Elves can go for wide, and I think you need some mobility when you're fighting elves, man. It's just a thing. Elves are just one of the most dastardly races in Warhammer that always try to outkite and maneuver you, and you gotta have some tools against that. And I think the crane gunners are great, but I just think maybe some like either more peasant horsemen or maybe a Jade Lancer or two. You could go. I mean, like, I just don't think the peasant bowmen are doing anything, right? Like, what are the peasant bowmen doing, in my opinion? Because the peasant bowmen, I don't know what range they have, but it's definitely not 170, I don't think. I think it's like 150, perhaps. 140. Okay, so they have 30 less range. Like, even the most basic Wood Elf archer has 70. Not to shit on whoever, not to shit on Legio, right? Because he actually does make, like, really good builds. So I'm curious to what his thought process was here. I'm curious, like, I'll probably talk to him later about it as well, but, like, I'm very curious to what he was thinking. Because the peasant archers just don't seem like they're going to do much. I think that was the one thing that I'd have to criticize that I'm pretty confident I could criticize on. And, yeah, that's going to be a wrap, guys. Let's, seems pretty over. Is there anything for... No. So let's speed this thing up in case it gets dragged out for some reason. Yeah, it kind of does. the Cathay player definitely should concede. Okay, there we go. GG. GG, boys. GG. Very solid match. But yeah, that was just a brutal build in terms of the Wood Elves there. I'm wondering, I guess that is legal. Yeah, because it's, I think the Glade Guard, I think you can have like up to 8 variants, and then you can have up to 5, 1 of the normal ones. So we have 1 normal Glade Guard, 1 Hagbane tip, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yep, 5. Because then there's 2 regular Glade Guard. Yep. Seems like a fire rain rocket would be appropriate. Yeah, like like I would say like definitely long range artillery would be decent if you're gonna try to outshoot the Wood Elves. If you're going for like shoot 'em up, Daka, you definitely want to go long range, because I mean, Wood Elves, that's kind of their thing. So it's like if you can beat them to that, they are pretty squish. So if you can get some good artillery bombards into their juicy little Glade Guard before they even reach you, it's pretty good value. But yeah, there's just a lot of Daka, not a ton Legio could do about it. 1 crane gunner got a shit ton of value. Like, it took out literally like 3 goddamn Glade Guard. So like maybe more crane gunners. You know, like cut the peasant archers, cut the freaking Sky Lantern. That was trash. What the fuck? Yeah, garbage. And then just take, like, I don't know, 2 more crane gunners, right? Because then you have the range advantage, you have the pressure. Yeah, like, what's going on, man? What's going on, human boy? How you do? How you do? We are covering the glorious Vermin League games, or the best of, rather. There's like, we've had a couple of them here. And now we're going up against... Ooh, VM Berserk versus Raced. Now, this looks like a wild, this looks wild, dude. What is this? Okay. What's going on? What's going on? VM Berserk versus Raced. We got the dreaded Vampire Counts versus... Oh, it's raid time. It's the raid, baby. What's going on, lads? Welcome to the stream. I hope you had a good time over at Human Boy who was casting that glorious tournament. Oh, Gojira, I know that name. There's a couple things. There's either Gojira's in the monster, the Godzilla, or there's a French metal band, which I, for some reason, named myself after when I was like 14. Decided to keep it, because that's how mature I am. So, okay, we're going to slow this down, because Jesus Christ, look at all this, like, forward deploy shit. For VM Berserk, we got Manny on a dragon, classic moves. Pestilent, oh, that's his breath. We got the Spirit Leech, we got Dance, We got the wind. God, we got the wind, and we got the raised dead. We got the invocation. Jesus Christ, this guy has every like hitter spell ever. Jesus. Life leeching, all the good passives, and the sword of unholy power. So good. Vargeists, do we have 2 or just 1? Looks like just 1. Good old Mortis Engine, a classic. We have a White King with Scab Scraith. Very nice. 1 Crypt Horror, couple zombies, including the Tithe. We have Skeleton Spearman and the Konigstein Stalker, so more skeletons. Nice. And then, oh, we have a Necromancer. His HQ is huge. Oh, God. Oh, and then he has lesser Raised Dead. I see. Jesus. The Raised Dead's immense. Okay. And then, we have some Fellbats, Crypt Ghouls, a bunch of Fellbats, and Crypt Ghouls, and got a lot of ghouls. Just ghouls everywhere, man. Gabagool. Heyo. Fire Rain, Hellstorm, get into all elves in general. GC have them in number of models. DAOs. What is DAOs? DOWs? Is that the no, that's not the Longmas. Okay. For the Grand Cathayans. The Cathayans, we have one of the dragon twins. Which why okay, no, that's just the name. I'm like, what is it? Miao Yang, the Storm Dragon. We have Transformation of the Dragon, Regrowth, Earthblood, and a Storm of Shadow. So no Talons of Night, which is interesting. We have Disdain of the Dragons, and yeah, Lifebloom. Very nice. Then we have a massive Air Force, just massive. 2 Great Longbow Riders, and then the ROR Righteous Lances of Wage In. Good immune to Psychology and Guardian. Very good stuff, including buffed stats. 2 Skyjunks, and Skylanded. Might have to house rule since it cannot be modded, but then... Does Grand Cath have the mid-number mods? That I'm not sure. I don't know if we can mod that in. And that's a fact. Yeah, let's see. Let's find out. So, we have 24 times 3, right? So that's 72. Then we have 120, so that's 240. So that's, what, 312? 312? I think that's not minimum, right? It has to be 500, or does it have to be 300? I forget. Because I think if it's 300, he has made it. If it's not 300, he is not. Let's go to full speed, boys. Because this definitely might be a long game. I'm not sure how long this game is. Actually, it probably isn't. I mean, there's going to be like a bunch of Skyjunk bullshit, and then the Longbows are going to come. Oh, it probably could be a long game. Oh, and he is the Peasant Horseman. Okay. No, it's 400 now in game 3. Okay. So it's the Peasant Horseman. So with 60... No, that only go 372, right? So he's 30 short. He'd be 30 short. So I guess he does technically fail. He fails! He fails the inspection. Longmow's poking and prodding at the Vargeists. So I guess this would be an illegal army in Fruit Rules, and we'll probably have to, I guess, figure that out in terms of model count. Or just have to house rule it as well. Alright, throwing extra peasant spirit in the army wouldn't fundamentally change it. Yeah, pretty much, right. Just throw the peasantry in there. Meow. Manfred going after the Righteous Lances. Combined with the Vargeists, they will definitely crump them. Alone, these things actually do chop up like single entities in the air pretty good. Ooh, did he get bunted? Okay. This thing's done. And I think that's kind of the issue with going air, or at least a lot of air, with Grand Cathay against Vampire Counts, is that, like, they can just use durability against you, you know? Like, the damage of the Great Longbows is great, but they just don't survive that long, you know? In a battle of attrition that the Vampire Counts are trying to play, he's having you dive down. I would definitely, yeah, keep the Great Longbows on these Vargeists. Just try to kill these Vargeists. Just end them. So then you can surround Manfred later with the remaining Longbows here. Some Longbows here. What is that? 105 speed. Can't reach the 110 speed, but maybe with a charge bonus, perhaps. Meow escaping. Vargeists live, unfortunately, and some of these Crypt Ghouls are just hanging out. Like, what are they doing? Fellbats going against some Skyjunks, but they will be eviscerated by the Longbows. bats will probably try to land or do some fuckery here. Or just fall to their deaths, Jesus Christ. Far guy's getting destroyed, and now, yeah, like, the Chad, actually not the Chad, the Manny, is in trouble, mostly because he cannot pretty much go in the sky at this point anymore. Ooh, unless he just keeps buting. So, he is, like, basically infinite mana still, I believe. Like, he can get a shit ton of mana with the Sword of Unholy Power. So, as long as he can keep buting these great Longma Riders, I guess Grand Cathay is going to be in a lot of trouble. Because you're going to need to get some value out of these guys before they go. It's going to be hard against the Crypt Horrors, but you want to start dealing damage to them now so they can hit their heal cap quicker, because these things just heal. Remember your training. It is going to be very useful to bounce power back in the next build. That is true. We are hoping in the next build to use this version that has the bounce power bar. That is the goal, because it would be very, very convenient. Very convenient indeed. Miao Yang getting chased haggardly by the go-kart Mortis engine, just right up her ass. Oh my god, these things are vicious. Just clawing at the dragon booty. Manfred chasing after. Longma's big chillin'? Maybe they can cycle charge the Tithe or something, just get some stuff down, or maybe go around and clean up some of these Crypt Ghouls. Jade Warriors placed all over the place in like weird areas. I guess they're trying to really cheese, you know? They're trying to press the boundaries of the mod, which I love. I mean, let's get competitive in this bitch. Let's see what you can do. Let's see what cheese tactics you can pull out. Did he just double this? He just Spirit Leeched and then, or Fated Unit and then Spirit Leeched. Jesus. Yeah, like, these Longmas are not Longma for this world. They're just, oh god, yeah, Meow just really needs to beat up Manfred while she can, but I guess he's gonna hang out on the ground, hang out with the Crypt Horrors, so she can't really get away. I would honestly use these Sky Junks to just rain hell upon the Crypt Horrors, right? I mean, they deal fire damage, am I wrong? Yeah, they deal fire damage, so just explode the Crypt Horrors so then Meow can come in and just slap Manny. I don't know about this transform here. Maybe because it's the forest, he thinks he can escape. Speed 50, speed 46. I don't know. We'll see what happens with the Meow Meow. Maybe she can take it. Yeah. No, for real. She is basically a Matilda tank, guys. She's the tankiest of them all. The Ponester has declared it. But honestly, well, yeah, once she heals herself, pretty good move. Actually, running into this forest is a really good move. Get some juicy, yeah, regrowth upgraded. Does she have regrowth and earthblood? Yeah, so she's going to be up to full. This is dirty dog plays. Ooh, what do I do? Maybe even transform and then just start beating the shit out of these Crypt Horrors. Like, maybe not in the woods, but while Manny is away and can't punish as hard. But also in the woods, I guess you can't fire in with the Sky Junks. Which, yeah, I guess you're just going to blow up the rest of the infantry, but... Oh, Jesus. What was that? Was that a Wind of Death? What happened right there? Jesus Christ, I didn't see what happened. These guys got wrecked. They either got wrecked by like a Wind of Death or a Fate of Buna. One or the other. It looked like a Wind of Death just because of the damage, like, just scaling just all over the place. Sky Junked. They're just big chillin', dude. Like, what have they done this game? Value? 700. Like, they definitely need to be firing these Crypt Horrors who are now chasing. I would turn around. Use the Longmas right now. Use the Longmas right now. Grab these guys. Transform me out. Beat the shit out of the Crypt Horrors. If you beat the shit out of the Crypt Horrors, you generally have, like, a very good shot at winning this, right? Because, like, oh, look at this. This is a little interesting engagement. We have the Jade Warriors beating ass. Peasant horsemen rear charging and stuff. Yeah, very, very cool stuff. One of our units has been destroyed. Manny's big chillin', but yeah, like, these guys need to die now. Like, Crypt Horrors are menaces. Yeah, everybody knows this. They're absolute beasts. They need to be put down in the dirt, like where they belong. These guys can run in, rear charge. Come on, Come on, do it. This is bad. This is bad. This was bad. These guys just could have taken them out so early. And instead, Manfred might actually get around and be able to support and like heal them and stuff. Now it's just Raps. Or these guys can swarm Manny right now. Force him to stay away. Ooh, is that a breath? Does he dodge it? This middle one takes some good damage. Only takes 2 models out though, so that's not bad. Gonna transform here. And Fade Immunity, so that healing really... Oh, you could have taken these Crypt Horrors out, you fool. Does she deal... She doesn't deal fire, which is so strange because she's a dragon. You think... Well, I guess she's a lightning dragon, right? She's a lightning dragon. She spits lightning. She eats lightning and she crafts thunder. She's Rocky Balboa. She is diving onto the Manfred, but he's inundated with Crypt Horrors now, dude. Like, there was a huge opportunity. Huge opportunity to get rid of those Crypt Horrors. Because honestly, like, I shit you not, right? If they weren't here, you could just land on Manfred and just kill him. Like, what's gonna stop you? Zombies? Zombies are gonna stop you? I guess a Mortis engine is scary, but like, it's gonna be there anyways. Once you kill Manny, you can just kill the Mortis easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And I never like Skylight. Where's the value? Oh, okay. Okay, but, you know, it did better than the last one, guys. It did a lot better than the last one. Last one did not do fucking shit. It just sat there, got 500 value the entire game. Shooting at the sisters. Okay, see, there we go. Fire, fire at the Crypt Horrors, please, Jesus Christ. Listen to the goad somehow. Know that in the future I will cast your game and tell you to beat up the Crypt Horrors because they're literally like what's gonna win or lose you this game. Rear charge, I guess you can't really rear charge. Those zombies are in there, but yeah, just lay down the heat. Not with this one's. This is out. This is 4 left. 4 volleys is not bad. 4 volleys is not bad. You can use some peasant horsemen to get rid of this zombie, maybe overtake the point, because you are getting into a little danger zone. You got 2-ish or 90 seconds left or better. So, well, not 90 seconds left, 100 whatever seconds. Let's see, Meow, chillin', probably gonna come back here and finish off the isolated stuff. Well, I'm assuming this Skyjunk is just gonna shoot into this blob. Which, why is the Skyjunk sitting in the way? I don't know. He's being chilling. He's just sitting there. Sitting there, man. Come on, Meow, baby. Come on, Meow. Everybody wants to see the vampires lose, dude. Let's do it. I mean, both factions are kind of hated in land battle right now because Grand Cathay is just very tanky and durable and has very good, efficient units because of the harmony bonuses. But Crypt Horrors are probably the most hated unit of all. Like, literally just of the entire game. Like, they're just evil. Evil bastards who refuse to die. I mean, they're just healing. They're just healing by themselves. You see them? Like, they're just like, yeah. Yeah, I don't care. Crypt Horror don't give a shit. Crypt Horror don't care. Let's see. Llamas. What can... So, I mean, it really just... You need Skyjunk to shoot down into the... Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. What? Do you have a big AoE? Oh, if you had Talons of the Night... If he had Talons of the Night, he could have just ended the Crypt Horror shit. Probably. I mean, they're slowly getting capped there. Yeah, use Longbows. Oh, I'd circle around a little bit. I wouldn't go for that Mortis engine. Mortis engines are they're too jank, man. I wait till the end to try to deal with those. Unless you can get a for sure pick, because they can wiggle and waddle their way out of pretty much anything. What are we spirit glitching? Longbows? Yeah, we're spirit glitching. As a bowman, Longbows circling around, hopefully to get a good rear charge on these Crypt Horrors. Meow's just gonna have a bad time, you know? God, I think this was so winnable for Grand Cathay. I think it really was. I think there was an opportunity to pick off those Crypt Horrors And I think it was just a huge mistake. Like, I don't think... Like, I know Cryptoras are badass, right? But they're not going to 1v1... Or they're not going to 1v1 Meow with the Longma support. Like, you run over Longmas before... What's his douche? Bald face can get over there. And you just crump them. You just crump them while they're away from the deadly blob. Oh, that was a great game, though. That was a wacky game. That was like, you could see some of the scumminess come out, right? Like, this definitely was like, it was just wacky. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that one. Out of all the matches, this is one of them. Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know. I found it interesting because it's like I feel like it could have been like vampires could have lost here, and I think that vampires don't have to play as well as most of the factions they like queue into. I mean, there's a few that are like seemingly hard counters, but it really, it just feels like they don't have to work for it, you know? You just don't have to put in as much effort to try to get those picks, right? Because you can just heal up and just kind of run at your face. 5k value, man. 5k. Jesus. Okay. Well, GG to the lads. GG to the lads. GG to the lads. Let's move on to, so what is this one? This is the first one. Okay, we got a few more here. Then I think we might get into the... did we already do that one? No. Okay. Then we have some of my stuff. My stuff's kind of sad. Stuffed. I'm just getting wrecked by Umbrella multiple times. Okay. So it's going to be Berserk versus Nameless Order this time. And he's going to be playing Ogres. And Nameless Order is on the Cathay yet again. Do we want to mix this up? Maybe we circle back to the Cathay, right? Let's go 7 first. So we're going to Kislev and... Ooh, Warriors of Chaos. Very cool. Very cool, very cool. I was just aggressively slurping water, so I'm assuming you didn't want to hear that, but you know. If you came for an ASMR experience, I could always turn on that mic. Alright, let's slow, I don't know if we need to, oh, we probably need to slow this down. There's a lot of shit on the field here. So for the HQ of the Kislev with Berserk manning the helm, we have the... God, what is it? Ice Witch? Tempest? Yeah, I don't know what is up with his, like, unicard names, but something is freaky about it, okay? I don't know if he's, like, breaking the game or what he's doing, but I don't know. Guardian Call and Hailstorm. So, very nice. Very classic stuff. And the passive with the freezing wind slowing everybody down. Then we have a Patriarch with the heal, I'm assuming. Solax Lullaby. Great. Oh, and then the passive heal as well, I suppose. Any other heroes? No. We have a front line of 2 Sargard, interesting, 2 Armored Kossars, 2 Streltsky, 3 Streltsy, Armored Kossars in the back as well, and then 1 Ice Guard and a Armored Kossar as well. So very shooty, but very classic Kislev, right? Very hybrid and like weird. 2 Snow Leopards as well, and then a good old Horse Archer to round off the build. We have Archie starting the HQ, myriad of abilities. We have the Slayer of Kings, his OP just buff the shit out of my sword ability. The Burning Head, Spirit Leech, and let's see what he has for passives. Doesn't have any of the AoE passives here, or the passives or the defensive buff, but he does have Kindle Flame. Very excellent. 5? Yeah, 5. No, 4 Marauder Horsemen, 2 of them with throwing axes, 2 of them with oh no, 2 Horse Masters, and then 2 Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes, and then a classic Hellstrider. 2 of those bad boys. I just can't count. And also their icons were going in between each other there. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Marauders and 2 Chaos Warriors with great weapons. We have 1 Manticore, just 1 Manticore it seems like. Yep. And then 2 Hellstriders on this side as well. Let's see the ridiculous skirmish phase that is about to happen between 1 singular Horse Archer and 4 Jab Cav, essentially. 2 of them being the throwing axes. Probably don't want to expend too much of their ammunition on these Horse Archers. I mean, maybe a couple, but you really want to save that for the juicier stuff like Sargard or the Patriarch, really. I think this is a rough matchup for Kislev. Mostly because Kislev's, like, infantry are kind of weird right now. Like, they're good because they can hold in place. They're, like, one of the best holding lines. So if you can keep, like, DPSing your opponent with something, like, if it's a Cav squad or if it's, like, some kind of artillery with the little Groms and stuff, you can get some pretty good value. But they're not necessarily, like, known for just, like, beating up any of the melee factions. You can go Sargard and stuff, and I guess Sargard will probably end up trading decent into these Chaos Warriors with great weapons. Like, the great weapons might actually lose, but it's probably going to be not great. Like, they have 50 melee defense, which is pretty solid. Like, that's a good trait they have, but with these throwing axes, they can just chuck into there. Good thing about Kislev, though, you can always screen away, and if you're playing a little risque, like Nameless Order is doing, you will get your Marauder Horsemen a little chopped up. Because these guys have 90 range. I lied. 90 range, so actually the same. But the Streltsy should have 140, yeah. So I'll have some guns looking down your face if you're not careful. That being said, this is not a good map for the Kislev. Aggression. Yeah. And the bad thing about positioning, I don't know if, I mean, I guess I'd go up on this hill because of the cap point, but, like, honestly, yeah, this is just rough. This is rough. Like, the Streltsy are going to have no good targets, essentially. Like, they're going to shoot up some Marauders or something. You're just going to have to keep these guys here for later. Horse Archers running through, Hellstriders chasing, but they just get caught up by the Kossars here. These guys are just shoving through, but they're going to take a lot of collateral damage by getting stuck in here. One of them taking more, 2 of them taking some pretty good damage here. Burning Head going through and miss. I don't know where that Burning Head was going, what it was doing, but it pretty much missed there. Oh god, this horde of Cav coming in. But again, this is a pretty good defensive position. The only thing is, like, the Streltsy just don't have any line of sight. That's the only thing. These guys can actually fire down into the blob. I would position these guys, like, right here and just start taking pot shots as much as you can. Searing Doom. Is that Searing Doom? I didn't realize it was Searing Doom. No, it isn't. It's a Hailstorm coming down, warding away the Hellstriders, but not connecting with them, unfortunately. We have with the holes that hit both sides. That's pretty funny. Because I'm not seeing, like, yeah, where did it hit? Like, where's the damage? what happened? Snow Leopard, 2 Snow Leopards gonna get ambushed by the Archie. Archie will beat these guys up pretty handily, one-on-one. While all 3 of these guys are active, though, actually, with the Patriarch as well, Archie could get jumped pretty bad. I mean, all these guys are armor-piercing, anti-large. Patriarchs should be... Oh, no, he's not, because he's just on foot. But the Leopard should be able to jump the hell out of Archie now that he's all slowed. Oh, no, he's chilling now, 94 speed. Okay, well, they got out of there quick. Him and Dorgar said, fuck that shit, re-out. Manticore finally coming in from the backfield, kind of chilling back, I guess, the whole game. Waiting for its opportunity. Streltsy taking pot shots, absolutely ripping into it. Taking it down to quarter health. Pretty swift. Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes still around. Kossars just got rid of those Marauders. Ooh, and a Hailstorm actually going to make it here, I believe. Yeah, very nice damage. Pretty good damage, yeah, like, getting one of these guys basically out of the way. Armored Kossars. Maybe we should have ripped some shots into there as well while they could. Ice Guard, Ice Glaives, or Big Chill. Oh, God. Okay, that's why Archie was sucking, too. He charged right into the Ice Guard with Glaives. That is a poor decision. Oh, my God. The jumping of Archie. But, oh, he popped Slayer of Kings, huh? Or no. Maybe he did at some point, but that Ice Witch is getting absolutely obliterated by the Everchosen. Is Kislev competitive at high levels or no? I don't see them particularly too often. I'm, like, Human Boy and the like, who have been casting more recent, like, tournaments at higher levels, would be able to tell you more, but essentially, I think they don't get picked too often. Their units just, like, have weird pricings and, like, uses as well, right? Like, they're just so kind of, like, such a awkward play style for a lot of people. I think that some people can make it work, but, like, I feel like other factions just have an easier time of it. Especially because, like, right now, Rush can be very strong. That being said, this Kislev game is shaping up to be very promising, right? Like, Berserk is commanding the battlefield right now, and essentially keeping the hordes of chaos at bay with his Zargard. The Zargard actually survived, man. They did very well. I think that has really came down to the play with the Marauder Horsemen, right? If you keep your Marauder Horsemen alive till the end game, you're usually in a good spot as Chaos. But if your mobility is gone by the mid to late game, you're pretty much toast. Seems like those range units with great weapons are super useful. Yeah, so what are we talking here? The Ice Guard with Glaives. They have armor piercing, bonus versus large, and they have very good missile strength as well. So they're like a very kind of small, elite, like anti-large unit. The rest of them are very like just hybrid. Like I guess Streltsky technically they don't have great weapons, but they have like axes, little axes attached to their guns here. So I guess you could call that a great weapon. I mean, it is just a two-handed little axe. But yeah, they're very useful. They have good range, armor-piercing missiles, and then they get armor-piercing when they're in combat, and they can have fire blood, so they can stay, like, basically unbreakable for an amount of time if they are about to break. So Kislev can be a very durable, like, you know, box-up faction, and I think that's how you're kind of supposed to play them. But you can play them myriad of ways. I'm just not a Kislev expert here, and I haven't seen them actually used like very well recently as well. Ooh, okay, let's see a good burning head. That last one was kind of okay, yeah, nice. If it turns this way a little bit, nope, this one's straight. If it curved, it could have been a triple whammy, but I think it's over now. Archie is grave is sealed. Ice Witch still sort of alive. Sargard, yeah, that was a very good build, man. And like even with the kind of, I thought that was pretty bad positioning. Not from like VM Berserk, you're not really supposed to do anything else, right? I mean, you can just try to march up the hill to get the advantage, but when you're pushing up the hill as Chaos, there was no way for the Streltsky to fire into your stuff. So I think if you were to do a dive on anywhere in the cage, it would be on that side. Like I'd dive the Manticore, just like start doing throwing axes into the Sargard, because the Streltsy couldn't fire over. Like I mean, you can get some Kosser shots or whatever, but then you can just try to dodge it, right? And you can maybe just cycle charge the Hellstriders with onto some of the Kossars to keep them from firing. I think maybe using that terrain advantage actually might have been the key there. Because, I mean, yeah, like he went from the bottom side and just got like lit up, essentially. And there's some pretty good casts of magic there. I guess I missed that first burning head. I didn't see where it dealt damage. Like I was looking around for like units, but I'm pretty sure those were just like units damaged from combat, so I don't know. And look at these Ice Guard putting in work. Again, like making elite units work, especially elite infantry in Total Warhammer, is generally like impressive because they typically just get like super focused down by magic or missiles, right? GG, GG, GG. Let's move on to slightly different here. What are we at? Hour 45. Yeah, we can finish up these replays, I think. We'll do this one, and probably, well, that's two dark elves. Ugh. Oh. Okay, let's see. So let's go this one first. Let's circle back to this one here. To the VM Berserk. Finish up this little series. Even we kind of plucked a bunch of different games from series, so unfortunately I didn't really do like all the like series in chronological order or whatever, but this is just kind of like a showing of all the cool games. And not saying that I'm sure we might have missed some cool games, you know, I don't know. But there's these are the highlights, man. The highlights of the Vermin Ladder event.
Red them. Poke them.
We have... God, I'm so getting annoyed by this thing for VM Berserk, dude. Okay. We have a Slaughtermaster. He has extra ingredients, Brain Gobbler, and the Maw. He has the Maw. That is cool. I like the Maw. Blood Cleaver. Has a good amount of abilities here. Then we got the Fire Belly with Fire Breath. Love it. The Burning Head and Fireball. Dope with Kindle Flame and all the goodness. Then we have 5 Noblars. We have 2, or just 1 Lead Belcher. 3 Ogre Bulls. 2 Ogre Bulls with dual weapons. And then, looks like 2 Saber-Tusk packs? Yeah, 2 Saber-Tusk packs? Yeah. I don't know why I can't speak all of a sudden. Saber-Tusk packs and the Noblar scrap launchers. And then we have 2 Trappers on each side. And that pretty much rounds out the builds for the good old Ogres here. Now going for a Nameless Order build for Grand Cathay, we have Peasant Horseman. We have the Dragon-Blooded Lord and Storm of Shadows, Cloak of Jet, and Ancestral Warriors. Very cool spell there. Summon the warriors of old. Sky Lantern doing some stuff. I guess Sky Lantern popular. I don't like it, but I guess a lot of people do. We got the Jade Warriors with halberds. 4 of those guys, yep. And then a shit ton Peasant Long Spearmen. That'll be 5 in total. 1 Iron Herald Gunner, and 2 Jade Warriors with crossbows. And then for artillery, we just have 2 Grand Cannons. Yep, excellent. And, oh, wait, do we have Peasant Horsemen? Any Jade stuff? Nope, just Peasant Horsemen. Okay, good to go. The Lord is hopping in on the Slaughtermasters. Does the Dragon Blood guy have the 75% physical thing? No. Okay. I think that's an underrated item. I think that item's super good. Makes them a lot scarier in combat, right? Like, 75% physical resist is a nasty buff, like, in normal circumstances where you're not fighting, like, magical opponents, as long as you're not fighting magical opponents. See, if you're fighting the Fire Belly, it wouldn't be great. But if you're fighting the Slaughtermaster, oh, you could just stay in combat with him and just beat him up. But nonetheless, the Fire Belly's not like the tankiest guy. Shogun Lord could probably do alright. But maybe not worth it, just smacking it out of the moment. This is very risky from the Slaughtermaster here. I think he can use Troll. Does he have Troll Guts? No Troll Guts. So no healing for the Ogres. What is done is done. Once the damage is dealt, it is just there, unless they trigger their full army ability and get the last one from routed units, where they can heal 1 unit for a good amount of HP over a long extended period of time. After some Grand Cannon shots, the Lord is coming in to snipe the Fire Belly as well. The Jade Amulet, Power Recharge. Oh god, that's really good. Like, yeah, for a while now, I think one of the more competitive lords for Grand Cathay has been this Dragonblood Lord, just because of all of his good abilities, like very good abilities that it comes with, and being a caster as well, a cheap caster lord that can fly on a fast mount. Very potent stuff. Peasant Horseman. Peasant Horseman. Chillin'. Sky Lantern, what have you done? 200 damage. Battle's just beginning, as long as you keep firing and stuff, I guess. Can do something here. The 2 Saber-Tusk paths. Oh my god. For some reason in my brain, I mixed like the end word of tusk and pack just together, and now I just can't unsay it. Like it's just they're just one word. It's one horrible jangled word. Noblar scrap launchers chucking into, let's see, what are they doing here? Into some, oh, ooh, Celestial Dragon Guard? I thought they're just halberds here. Okay, so we got the, yeah, one Celestial Dragon Guard. No wonder the scrap launchers changed their trajectory. Oh, they miss though. They miss. They got one guy, one poor dude got sniped from that scrap launcher. Just nicked him right in the head. Tragic. Tragic, really. Okay, Slaughtermaster chilling behind the rock. Hiding from his enemies like the coward that he is. This is a very cool animation. The dragon summoning of the ancestral warriors. And they have anti-large. Very good spell versus ogres here. You can just inundate any area with like... Are these guys unbreakable? No, they're not, but they cause fear and have like a shit ton of leadership yet. I would start moving these guys up just kind of to do something. Because right now they're chilling, withering away their summoning time. Ogres coming in just to the flanks. I guess he's just engaging with Noblars who will lose handily to anything that a Grand Cathay can throw at them. Probably even Peasant Spearmen. But Ogre Bulls coming in. I guess the thing is like the ogres can definitely like kind of scrap in terms of skirmish, but can they get whittle down all these like halberds and stuff? As I guess as long as they keep the lead belchers healthy, maybe they can just shoot them to death in the late game, right? Get rid of the skirmish, get rid of all the stuff that can get. Oh my god, these lead belchers are getting absolutely toasted though by the cannons. I'm assuming the Grand Cannon's still in lead. They are. And yep, they're firing directly at those lead belchers. Oh no. It's looking bad. I will say though, VM Berserk is up on value, which is surprising. I guess he's done a lot of damage to the skirmish here, right? A lot of damage to these Jade Warriors and Jade Warriors halberds and Celestial Dragon Guard. Where's the Celestial Dragon Guard? Somewhere over here. Yep, Celestial Dragon Guard. Very good stuff. Halberd's actually kind of losing to man-eaters here. I did not... God, I am not on point, guys. I know I had a late night last night or whatever, but Jesus. Man-eaters with great weapons are absolute beasts, and they will tear through a lot of stuff, especially with their ogre charge if you cycle charge. Ogres, me lord. Yes. Ogres. If you cycle charge with man-eaters or any ogre unit, I think that's kind of how they're supposed to be done, to be honest, because you just use the ogre like charge, right? And it just doesn't matter if the unit's like bracing or is anti-large or charge reflection or whatever. What does it specifically say? Yeah, when attacking brace charge defenders, yeah, it only loses half, so you're getting pretty good value. And just the fact that they're monstrous infantry, you don't want them surrounded all the time anyways. So what I'll say is like cycle charging, you're gonna get like good damage value, and you're dealing less damage to your unit over time as well. And you have higher speed, so you can kind of do it. Peasant Bowman, Peasant Spearman in the back is getting wrecked. Ogre's still slightly up on value. The Grand Canyon actually, I guess, is sort of getting compromised here. There's still a good, healthy amount of Jade Warriors with halberds. I think the lead belchers are actually online here. As long as these guys are online, there's like hope for just shredding these halberds. And especially those poor Celestial Dragon Guard are probably just going to get kited and ran away from. Yeah, they're just going to run away, smash into these guys, and then shoot the shit out of the Dragon Guard, not even engage them. Ogre Kite can be very strong, guys, because what Ogre Kite is oh, my entire army is, let me see, 40 or 54 speed. Let me just run away from all of your infantry, isolate the like weak, you know, separated ones, and then just slowly pick you apart. Ogre Kite and like kind of mobility is like a huge strength of the faction, I would say. It's just very versatile. Even though, like, maybe in a grind out fight, they're not, like, the strongest. Slaughtermaster, though, still staying healthy. I guess he used probably that army ability to heal himself. Or, you know what? He didn't even have to use it because of Blood Cleaver. And then if he brought or I guess Snacks only comes for the Tyrant, I think. So the Tyrant can bring Snacks. This guy's the Blood Cleaver. But regardless, it's regen. Regen's regen, baby. And healing in this game is super important. Scrap Launcher, smashing into the Celestial Dragon Guard, routing them off. These Jade Warriors are beating up the Ogre Bulls for now, but they're probably going to surround it and absolutely ground pounded. The value is actually switched up to Nameless Order now. And the Grand Cannon still being online is good. I wonder what the Maw is going to do. Does the Maw kill this thing? Oh. Oh, it does. Yes. It did that. Alright, well, that immediately shifted the value quickly back close here, at least within 500 points. Man, this is a good game. This is a pretty good game. I can't really tell exactly who's on the edge, but I feel like the Ogres are now going to win this just because of the ground presence here. Again, I don't know, like, what value has this thing got? I guess it's gotten 1200. But, like, is that enough? I mean, I don't know. It just feels like it does its stuff so slowly. I mean, how much ammo does it have left? 6? I guess if it gets its ammo off by the end of like, that's the thing, I guess, right? Is that, like, ranged should be dealing, like, a shit ton more value if they can expend all their ammo. Like, all of their ammo at full, like, capacity. And this thing only has one model, so it's always going to be at full capacity if it's alive. And, like, it's just damn near, like, done with its ammo and probably has barely gained back its value, right? So it's kind of tragic. Or are these 800? If they're 800, that's not bad, I guess, but I still think that would have been 800 more you could spend on something else. And probably gotten more use out of. The point is securely for the Ogres. The Ogres pretty much... I mean, I just don't see how the Grand Cathains are coming back. But do you see this value? I think this value is bullshit. Or maybe, you know, it might be actually flipped. You know? I feel like this thing is bugged in a way that it's just, like, flipped. It has value, but its impact... Exactly, its impact was minimal. That's a very good way of saying it. Yeah, he's just been sniping the Lord, but the Lord is not dead because of probably the Blood Cleaver and then probably the Ogre passive, which allows you to heal if you're routing off a bunch of stuff. Which, it's late game, so he probably has been getting his passive up. Lead Belchers are finally gone now. I mean, if this thing could, like, finish off the Lord... Oh, it's dead. Okay, no, it's gone. It's actually useless now, because it has no, It has no ammo. What you can do is park it on the point, and just have it contest the point. That's about all you can do at this point. And give, I guess, Yin. So if you move over to where your Lord is, does the Lord have Yang? Yeah, Yang, so... Or no, he doesn't. Battle Harmony, yeah, it doesn't have Battle Harmony, so Lords don't have Battle Harmony, so yeah, Lord getting jumped, and that's gonna be that, guys. It's gonna be over pretty soon here. GG. Oh, absolute battering of the Grand Cathains here. They did their best. I mean, really, I think it was hard because the map with the trees, right? He was able to actually maneuver around and not let those Grand Cannons shoot those scrap launchers. Gotta love the Ogre Boys. Oh, yeah. I forgot the Ogre song already, the intro song, where they're like chanting how they're gonna, like, eat people and shit. Forgot exactly how it went, you know. Just forgetting Diddy. But let's check out the value real quick. 1k on the Slaughtermaster, fair enough. 500 of the man-eaters. What? Okay. 1200 on the firebelly. Very nice, very nice. 409 on the what? The shit. So maybe the thing wasn't lying, man. They really didn't get that value. They just swarmed the hell out of him and then must have gotten some insane value somewhere here. 500, 499, 460. These all have 100. I guess it's up against peasantry. 200. Where's the damage? Where's the damage? This is all very just... You know what's kind of crazy, though? If you look at all these things, they're all like 500, 600. Okay, these ones are kind of trash. Trash. Yeah. I don't know. That value is so odd. 1,300 for the Dragon Bloodlord. We got, yeah, not a lot of good value out of these halberds. They got pretty picked apart. Cannons, and one of them did well. The other one just kind of didn't do shit. And then, God, one of them got absolutely obliterated at the end there. 70. Sky Lantern, baby. Highest value in the game. Worth it every time. Oh, yeah. Yeah, a lot of Grand Cathay's ranged early just got absolutely obliterated, too. By the scrap launchers. Scrap launcher OP. Scrap launcher OP. Just absolutely wild. Let's go ahead and pop into a few more games here. We've done this one. We've done this one. We've done that. This. Let's go to the last, like, I think it's like 3 or 4. Did I play this? That was me. So yeah, we'll go to... We got a couple of elf games. What do we want to do? What do you guys feel like? We have one Tomb Kings and Walk game, and then elves. So I say we do an elf, and then the Tomb Kings Walk, and then one ended on the elves. Isn't Sky Lantern good here because it gives harmony buff along with not being able to be shot? I mean, I agree with the harmony buff. The not being able to be shot is a little... I mean, I guess if you completely destroy the lead belchers, right? The high elves, you want to do high elves first? We'll do the high elves first, and then we'll do that, and then the other one. There we go. Bam. In Wood Elves, I mean, I guess it could be good in Wood Elves, but I just didn't see it doing anything. Like, I mean, it sniped the Sister Twilight for, like, the entire game and got 500 value. I guess you kind of, maybe you said Wood Elf because of the replay. I'm thinking that's what you meant now. I guess it would just get value on the Lord, right? And maybe on the Lead Belchers you'd want to snipe or something. But, like, I just don't know, like, in the time frame, right? Like, I think you need stuff with just higher DPS. Or either stopping power or higher DPS. So, like, if you can stop something from dealing damage, or if you can deal damage to it enough to kill it, that's, like, good value in this game currently, right? Whereas, like, pinging something for, like, 1,000 little cuts, if you're able to extend the game without, like, the rest of your army, like, dying before that thing accumulates its, like, full value, it'll be fine, right? But, like, if your rest of your army is going to be roasted and you just still, like, are waiting on that thing to, like, kill whatever you've been shooting the entire game, it's not really that valuable, is it? You know? Okay. That being said, let's take a look-see at the High Elves. Raced versus Nameless Order. We have a Archmage of Death on an Eagle with the Fate of Buna and Spirit Leech, with the Martial Prowess, of course, and Life Leeching and Arcane Conduit. Next to that is an Arcane Phoenix with that glorious Fiery Rebirth, attuned to magic, and the Ember Storm. And double that for another one over here. We have... Do we have any skirmish for them? No. But we do have 1, 2, 3 White Lions of Trace. 4 of them, if Goji can count. Eagle Claw Boat Throwers, and then 4 Lathered Sea Guard. With the bottom of Silvern Guard. Very... Not elite, but pretty mid Very good mid-tier spears there, especially with martial mastery or prowess. Is it prowess? Yeah, martial prowess. Gross. Some Scourge Runner chariots are shooting away at Lothern Seaguard. Let's take a look at the Dark Elves while the skirmishing is beginning in haste over here. We have Malekith Classic on Seraphon, because he's just gross. We got the Gaze of Malice and Soul Stealer, pretty classic stuff. We have 4 Scourge Runner chariots, it looks like. Or maybe 3. And then Dark Riders with repeater crossbows, regular Dark Riders, and 2 more of those Dark Riders on the right flank. For the body of infantry, we have 2 Dark Shards with shields, 4 Bleak Swords, and 3 Dread Spears. 5 Bleak Swords and 3 Dread Spears. Excellent. There you go. I just didn't notice that random Bleak Sword. Okay. And let's see how it goes. Some of these White Lions have taken damage. We're going to see some of the Scourge Runner chariots come back for round 2. And try to kite their way to victory. They're going to have to turn real quick. And yeah, they do get some good value. They're making those Lothern miss pretty good. Making them miss pretty damn good. The Dark Riders are playing with fire here, though, because these guys outrange them significantly. 165. Do get some good armor-piercing damage on the Arcane Phoenix. Let's see how these guys are doing. Yeah, the Scourge Runners are being used very well here. And they're absolutely getting their value on the White Lions and the Lothern Seaguard. Scourge Runners are just being absolute nuisances. So this is going to be a very elfy game, guys. I can tell this is going to be, oof. Yes, a very elfy game indeed. Going to have Scourge Runners just playing, you know, tag, basically. Arrow tag, as one says. They're really just, I mean, it's just on, this is the brutal part about the, yeah, they got caught up with a pretty good volley. Playing with fire here. I'd wait until the mid-game to even think about using these Dark Riders, right? Damn, elves, they ruined elves. Exactly. Elves ruined elves. Just remember that. You heard it here first. That fucking elves did it to themselves. Dark Riders shooting in on this Lord, so that is good value, but that Buna is probably going to just absolutely obliterate them. Which is fair. I mean, there's only one of them, so that Buna is actually very, like, good, you know. Just going to get the job done. Get her done! But I guess she's, yep, going to send them up, going to route. Probably route off the field. It's probably death. Because can maybe try to get the Malekith over there to leadership boost. See if that actually works out here. Maybe, we'll see. Scourge Runner's chilling in the back. I mean, honestly, they could totally, like, sit right here, shoot, and then run behind the hill, right? Like, that's a good strat, too. But I just start getting value. I mean, I guess you don't really have to if you're staying on the point, basically, right? Like, I mean, if I was High Elves, and now I'm not, because I don't play High Elves, but if I was a High Elf in this situation, I would be moving up. I would not be trading with the Scourge Runners, who have 80 armor, against these unshielded Lothern Seaguard. I would try to use these White Lions while they still have decent health to chop through the Bleak Swords. I think the White Lions do beat the Bleak Swords, even with the Bleak Swords being buffed currently with their little weapon strength. Malekith did not manage to get those Dark Riders back before they routed off. And these two are chilling in the woods with the Scourge Runners kind of shooting at them and just getting massive value. So this is a very elfy game. I'll let them elf for just a second here as I take a sip of water. Jesus, did you see that? I think that was a breath attack. Oh no, it wasn't a breath attack. It must have been a gaze then. Yeah, yep. The Gaze of Malice. Used brutally on those poor Lothern Seaguard there. Ooh, but there's a juicy... We missed out some shit. My apologies, guys, because we missed out... Arcane Phoenix is doing crazy shit here in the backfield. They ran up and absolutely routed these dark shards with shields and terrorized the other one. And now they are flying back in victory, but taking some harrowing fire from the Scourge Runners. Tragically, these Scourge Runners are being absolute menaces. And the Hives are relent to move up. They are content to wait here until... Oh, you know what? Fucking Bolt Throwers actually have been menacing the Dark Shards, while the Arcane Phoenix came in probably for the final, like, killing blow or some kind of thing, where they could totally do it again. I mean, 120 speed? What will even Malekith do? I mean, there's just no way, you know? Which I'm wondering if Frost Phoenixes are any good against Dark Elves. I know I'm a hopeful here. I'm a Felcon enthusiast, and I want the Frost Phoenix to be good, but I also want, like, that Frost Orb to be good. I mean, if they can catch Scourge Runners, or at least slow them down when they hover above them, and then you run after them with, like, Illyrian Reavers or Silver Helms or something, and just, can you just catch them and smash them right there? Probably not, but, you know, you could attempt. You could attempt to do it. Dark Riders revealing themselves at long last, trying to probably smash into these Lothern Seaguard for good. I would counter-charge with those White Lions, and I probably would have either turned to brace with these guys, or just try to run them through the White Lions to prevent the charge from getting off. Malekith running forward here, trying to catch these Arcane Phoenixes, which he's never going to do unless some micro laps happen, and this guy's getting shot. Is he going to chase? Oh. Take that fight. He does have armor piercing. I believe, does he have magic resist? Yeah, he's just resist. Okay, please, Gabe. Please, let me see his stat card. 20%. Very good. So yeah, he could take a fight with Malice if he's getting focus fired, right? That'd be scary. And where's the other one? Chasing the Dark Shards. Classic. Okay. Let's see what's happening. White Lions finally engaging in combat. Scourge Runners running through, dealing some good damage on the way in. Bolt Throwers firing back at the Dark Shards. White Lions smashing through Dread Spears. Excellent. A juicy Soul Stealer goes in as Malekith tries to heal up from his encounters with the Lothern and the Arcane Phoenix. The Arcane Phoenixes might have to band together. 2 pigeons against 1 dragon, or 3 pigeons against 1 dragon, as the Great Eagle and the Bluebirds might have to combine forces. This is going to be a good vortex here. Do some great damage to that Bleak Sword. The jumping of Malekith actually might begin right now, though. Okay, he dives in. Very good move. There's still some Lothern Seaguard, though, so it's pretty inundated. Like, there's the White Lions fighting the Bleak Sword, so it's not like a complete surround for the Arcane Phoenix. It's actually a decent engagement, I would say, for these two against Malekith. The only main problem is these Scourge Runners have been compromising the rest of this battlefield, like, for a long time now. They got their value. I'm pretty sure they got their value. Or, well, okay, no, they didn't. 900. 900. I mean, that's still pretty decent, but I don't think that's their money back. Arcane Phoenix running around. Yeah, okay. Can Malekith and Scourge Runners beat 2 Arcane Phoenixes and Archmage of Death? Will it happen? Usually while you focus on Scourge Runners, they have 4 miles left anyway over there. Yeah, I mean, they don't have a ton of models, right? But in a group like this, they're pretty gross. Like, they're just running around being terrors, like 12 deep, just smashing into stuff. Ooh, body blocking Malekith here, so the pigeons can't get to him. A nice Spirit Leech. Pigeon manages to escape with that 120 speed. This is going to become a real goose hunt in a second, and if... goose hunt. A real Phoenix hunt in a second here, because if these Phoenixes can finish off Malekith... Yep. Ooh. it doesn't matter how many Scourge Runners he has. Those Phoenixes will fuck up infantry and Scourge Runners alike here. What I will say... Ooh, what, does that Soul Steal get off? Don't tell me it gets off. Oh, it doesn't because he routes. Oh, that's so fortunate. And he's dead. Yep. How many uses of this thing does he have left? 2 uses and 0 uses. So, with 2 uses on this Arcane Phoenix, I don't think the Dark Elves can actually win this anymore. I'm not gonna lie. That shifted. The Malekith was bested, boys. Absolutely smack diddlied. Absolutely obliterated. Scourge Runners, Archmage, the Pigeons, and then yeah, just like this must be such like sweet like release. Just seeing like at the end like all helpless Scourge Runners after they terrorized your army for like 12 minutes. Like this is gonna be so juicy when you just they have to run into combat. Ooh, that was... Wow, that was, yeah. I mean, that was almost pretty good, right? He managed to move those Bleak Swords out in time. I think if you probably want to start that activation as you're right on top of your location so they don't see the icon in time to move out of the way. Spirit leads down these Scourge Runners, and I think it's pretty much wraps. I think the High Elves are actually bested Dark Elves this day, as Malekith, their Lord and Savior, has been defeated. God, look at that little waddling. What the fuck is happening? Oh yeah. Pigeon just riding inside of the... Alright. Archmage, Pigeon, Bleak Swords. I think we can fast forward here. I'm going to try to contest the point a little bit, because, ooh, wait, actually, there is a good amount of time left for the point. These Scourge Runners can be annoying enough, especially with some of the infantry coming back. Potentially could be a point capture thing. But I doubt it, because, like, these guys can terror out the Bleak Swords. These guys have Rebirth, too. What do they do? Yeah, they do. So, like, they could technically die, but I think... I'm not sure if that bug where they always succeed is still there. Like, where they just 100% will always get their Rebirth. But it might be. It might be there. It might just be the day that the Malekith died. Alright, Bleak Swords, terror routing. At this point, I don't see them even coming back on points. I mean, it is kind of wild that it's still ticking up. Like, it's actually 30 seconds from a dub here, so we might want to keep a lookout on this point. This could be very tricky, because I think these guys collectively have more capture weight than these three. They just take out the White Lions real quick and then jump on the point. Send these guys on the point. You need 10 seconds? Can the Dark Elves secure 10 seconds worth of point? I guess is the question. Let's find out. So the positioning's happening. Ooh, Lotham Seaguard shooting in the back. One Arcane Phoenix goes to intercept the infantry. The other one is trying to stop the Scourge Runners from capping. Archmage of Death is coming in as well. Hopefully can route these guys off, because if this goes back into red territory, this could be huge. Okay, so Dark Elves route away. Point stays High Elf. White Lions route off from the rear charge of the Scourge Runners. This Arcane Phoenix has 0 use of the Vortex. Does this one have 0? Yeah. Oh boy, dude. Oh god. Is this going to be a Dark Elf victory because of points? It could be. It could be. Oh Jesus. And I believe, is the flying the only thing High Elves have left? Yes, it is. So in an updated version of the mod, we like the flyers might get a little bit of a nerf. Not a nerf, but like essentially the mod will say like, hey, if any unit is on the cap point, it contests it. But flyers, for obvious like cheese reasons, would have to be like disabled from capping points. Yeah, this is yeah, this is this is wacky. As long as these guys can ward off the marauding Scourge Runner chariots that are just actual demons in the night. Because these things, they're gonna run in. Okay, you have to attack. You have to attack these guys, yeah. Gonna cap it, Jesus. Oh god, you need that thing to tear out them. Oh, you need the okay, they route off. Holy shit. Wait, is the point not going? No, it's not. Oh my god, do you see that little tip right there? Yep. There was like a tiny little like fucking like blip of purple. That was wacky, dude. Oh my god. Okay, well this is interesting. I mean, because scenarios like this makes me wonder. You might specifically, if you're still in chat, if we need to like have the if we make it so flyers don't cap points, do we need them to take damage as well if they're on the point? I guess while flying, I'm not sure. I guess we need to test that in the beta, right? Maybe that's come on, boys, defend this point with your lives. You knife ear pieces of shit. Keep the Druki out of here. Keep them out. They must stop. Okay. Do they keep them? Holy shit. What is this game, bro? This is these guys. Oh my god, okay. Holy shit. God, that gave me a heart attack at the end there. I was like, no way. No way did the Dark Elves like somehow come crawling back from that loss. That was a pretty wild game. I'm not gonna lie. That was pretty wild. Okay. Let's do one more. I know I was gonna say I was gonna do the Wood Elf one, this one, and I do want to do it, but I think I only have one more in me, guys. My I don't know, my throat and like nose have been kind of killing me today, so I'm gonna try to rest those after this last hurrah. We're gonna do TK versus a walk. Guess how many warriors it has? I guess we haven't done any. No, we did a Wood Elf game too, so we've done Warriors of Chaos. Yeah, we've only done one other Warriors of Chaos one, so there you go. Doing it. Do it. I didn't look at the value either in that game, but like Jesus, those Scourge Runners were going a little crazy. Malekith, I'm sure, got good value just off of Soul Stealers, but like he ended up dying super early because of not super early. Just getting hunted down by those phoenixes in the mid game was pretty brutal. It's honestly like just having like a hunting squad that can actually just beat up Malekith in the air is not bad. Those phoenixes on the High Elves side are pretty terrifying too, because they're just like super fast and are AP and have a chance to regen all their shit, which is super nasty. So we have another Kalita. I guess it was lots of love for the Queen today, man. Tomb Strike, classic, and yeah, that's about it. Got a Lich Priest of Death. A Nefarious Scroll, Mighty Incantation. I guess this is bugged. I'm not sure if this even works, actually, from what I've heard. The Fate of Buna and Spirit Leech, the classic combo. Do we have any other heroes things? Nope. So it looks like Ushapti with the Great Bows, 2 of those. We have 2 of the Necropolis Knights. And 2 Skeleton Horsemen. 3 Nehekara Warriors, and the Kepra Guard, Tomb Guard Regiment Renowned, with the regen, baby! And yeah, this looks very similar to that previous build. I wonder if Raced played TK in that one as well. I'm pretty sure he did. Pretty sure he did, if my fog brain recalls. Oh, and are these just skeletons, Bremen? Yes, they are. Full supposed ability to scale with friendly hands doesn't work, yeah. That is what I was told. It's pretty lame. Yet another bug for the bug book. The Grudge bug book. Okay, for the HQ of Warriors of Chaos, we got a Valkia with Slopnir and the Demon Shield, very nice. And she has the Scarlet Armor, not one you see often. But if you get rack up a lot of kills with her beforehand, having 20% minus to your base weapon strength and armor piercing damage as well is like pretty significant. Like you can really nerf some units, you know. So she can be a pretty good AoE support character as well if you actually get enough kills. Final Transmutation and Glittering Robe. Final Trans, I guess, is not as great as it used to be, but it still probably does decent damage. Chaos Warriors with Halberds on each flank. We got Marauders of Slanesh with Hell Scourges, and then just 3 Chaos Warriors? Yeah, 3 Chaos Warriors. And then one of them with a Great Weapons, and then a Severed Claw and a Chaos Spawn. And for the mobility, got some 2 Marauder Horsemen. Just 2 of them. Yes, 2 of them. Severed Claw's a really good one, too. Severed Claw can be super nasty. Just lots of damage. Alright, let's go. I don't know why I did so much in that entire time. We can probably even fast forward a little bit to set up stages here. They march through the terrain and figure out each other's fuckery. Let's give the same regen and reserves. Yeah, it's, you know, I mean, it's still like a wins buff, but it's definitely not probably worth its price then, right? Yeah. As it's costed probably thinking that their effect actually works. Valkia doing a little drive-by. We're getting a Spirit Leech, so that's not great. She Demon Shielded though, so she just doesn't give a shit about the Spirit Leech. So I guess technically it wasted wins, right? Like, that was a pretty dope Demon Shield too. As soon as it ended, her shield just comes up. She's like, yeah, force field activate, bitch. Marauder Horsemen chasing down some skeleton horsemen and firing their juicy little throwing axes into them. Kind of a waste for the arm piercing. You probably want to use it on these Necropolis Knights for sure. Because the only thing that's going to be able to really deal with these guys is the Halberds and I guess Valkia. Well, and I guess the Severed Claw. There's some options. But there's not a like totally weak Tomb King's front line in here as well. Like they're probably going to beat up these Marauders. And some of those Chaos Warriors might just take an L. Because of the Ushabti Great Bow Fire, honestly. Valkia is getting the Spirit Leech this time, and it cannot be prevented by her immunity shield. Skeleton Horsemen charging into Marauders, it seems like. The Chaos Warrior is actually interrupting them. Oh, doesn't interrupt them. He wants to classic Glittering Robe on, or Final Trans on all these things. Very nice, very nice. Seem to do some good damage. Wonder if it's overcast, because it'll probably last for a bit longer. Okay, well that was a good good little cast there. We still have some Chaos Warriors with Halberds lagging behind. The Skeleton Spearmen actually catch the Marauder Horsemen, but they're basically too haggard now to actually beat them. The Necropolis Knights are taking a lot of damage, I guess, from did Valkia just hop in there and just start beating ass, or what did she do? Or were they in the blob of Final Trans? God, Final Trans. This is interesting. So they're gonna charge in. These guys weren't braced, so it'll take some damage, but then they'll dip quickly. Hell Scourge is getting dunked on as expected. Chaos Warriors will whip up on Skeleton Warriors, but the Nehekara Warriors will put up more of a fight, and especially if you throw some of the Necropolis Knights in there, it'll do pretty good. Skeleton Horsemen, though, I don't know if they really have a place aside from, like, chasing down the other, these guys. Like, I would have had 3 on these guys and then just rear charged, honestly. Maybe kept 1 or 2 to, or 1 to, like, body block charge. Like, charge some, like, Marauders that escaped or some Chaos Warriors that broke through or something. But, yeah. Like, I don't know. Tomb King's another one of those factions that have really good holding potential, you know? They can just hold a front line for very long if you want them to. Speaking of, where is Khalida? Oh my god. Khalida did not want that fight with Valkia. Valkia is a menace when it comes to large targets. She's basically a contender for beating most large targets unless they just have absurd health pools like some of the big greater demons or some of the like healing stuff, healing factions, you know? I can just out heal her. But she's very good. I mean, she's just ridiculous. Like, she has Frenzy, she has like what was it? They're used to, I think if you take her Corn Raid, she gets buffed too. Or whatever that ability is. But her armor's pretty damn good, because what is it giving everything now? Minus 10%, I suppose. That's what it's saying now. But I wonder if that's bugged, because I swear it said that at the beginning of the battle, too. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Well, horsemen are back, and because they're free, because the other horsemen basically got wrecked by themselves, these guys are free reign, and they will absolutely shred Necropolis Knights, but they are looking like they're just treading into the Skeleton Horsemen, which really is kind of a waste of ammo in my opinion. But as long as you get them dead, then you have free reign, so if these guys manage to catch them, it's going to be rough. Well, they do. Nice. Okay, I was really expecting these guys to be more beat up, and honestly, this one got just caught out of nowhere. It's kind of unfortunate, because these guys could have had a very large impact. You could run around and even deal some good damage there. Or to the... Oh, God, yeah, these guys are just getting caught everywhere. Oh, no. No. Kalida's getting dunked on. The queens. And she, damn, got absolutely slain by Valkia. Gave no shit. Blood for the blood god, or dust for the dust bowl. I don't know, because I guess they don't really bleed. There's a lot of bones. There's a lot of skulls for the skull throne here. I don't know so much about the blood part, unfortunately. But watch, like, here the models are gonna be just covered in blood somehow. Okay, no, they're not. Okay, respect. It would have been super funny if they were. I mean, they have some blood splotches, right? But that's because the other people's blood, it's the other guy's blood. Should have seen the other guy. Ushabti shooting in at the Severed Claw. It's still healthy Necropolis Knights, so this late game is kind of actually weird. Because the Marauder Horsemen are gone, but Valkia is healthy. A lot of the sections for the Tomb Kings are alive, so like, weird things are happening, man. And that Lich Priest has just been fucking non-stop spirit leeching for Valkia. Oh, Valkia. Why do you get jumped by Ushabti so... Oh god, no you didn't. The last area attack was nice. But Necropolis Knights, scrapping with Chaos Warriors, cycle charge them, they'll probably kill them. And these Ushabti running away from Chaos Warriors, probably you can just grab the Necropolis Knights, run into them, shoot them, call it good, or recharge there. The only thing that's literally genuinely a problem now is Valkia. The Severed Claw are gross as well. But Valkia, I'd probably try to run over to Ushabti at this point. I mean, the Necropolis Knights would probably just follow you. I'm not seeing a lot of options for Chaos, to be honest with you, at this stage of the game. It's getting a little rough. Getting a little rough. Will the Necropolis Knights carry the game, along with the Ushabti? Or will Valkia carve her way through this entire army? No murder! Okay, so one of the horsemen is around. Valky is going to be here to kind of like pin them. Where's the Necropolis Knights? They're right here. These guys are right here. I mean, if you grab the Marauder Horseman over here, oh, I wouldn't have taken that engagement. I wouldn't lose any models. Yeah, so. Valky has come around, used her ability to negate one of those spirit leeches, and is just chasing this Lich Priest. But the way charges work in Warhammer, she's just not going to be able to catch him and deal damage. She's going to drop down and do some like derpy, like dumb, ridiculous attack animation. It's going to just miss. Or I can just lie at my ass and she just like waddles up and is like, yeah. Obviously, I'll just hit him. Oh. Okay, now she's on the ground. Probably gonna take flight again, then go back down. A lot of infantry for chaos, but no lord. No mobility anymore. I mean, aside from the shitter Marauder Horseman. This is gonna be crazy, honestly. I mean, Lolita's down. Valkyria lives. The infantry's around. But then we have Necropolis Knights and a Lich Priest. And one ammunition Ushabti? Is it more Ushabti or something? Or did they get... No, okay, one ammunition. Alright. Well, ready to let those loose. Probably onto Valkyria. No, probably onto the Marauder Horseman. I mean, you could do like a Severed Claw or a Kraos Warrior or something, but like, make this count, you know? Okay, or just shoot straight down the line. Let's see if this last shot pierce them all. Ooh. It would be so dope if one shot just like pierced like the entire line. Just got like 20 of them just off for it. Spirit leads to Severed Claw. Oof. I'd try to ambush that Lich guy right now. As a last ditch effort. That's really all. It's really all you got at this point. But yeah, these guys need to throw into the Necropolis Knights. Not the Ushabti. The Necropolis Knights. You need to run away. Use Valkyria to attack the Ushabti. Or at least hold them down. And the Marauder Horsemen need to come in and just damage the Necropolis Knights. Because they're the win con at this point. And Valkyria is the win con for Walk. So we just need to see how it's going to all go down. Is hopping in, gonna start beating up some Ushabti who are gonna run away. Just deletes that Ushabti model. Goblins Knights come swarming. Ooh, Valkyria takes off just in time. Pretty badass. Love it. Gets a Spirit Leech. He uses the Demon Shield to ignore it completely. And I would run into the, I would run while you're demon shielded up. I would run into those on the Necropolis Knights for sure. Those 4 halberds just got absolutely tossed like ragdolls, but there's some good damage getting done to the Necropolis Knights here. And inundated a little bit with those halberds gives Valkyria some wee room. Take out some models. Oh, I don't know if I would engage with the Lich Priest. Valkyria's a beast. 55 melee defense is still no joke, right? Like, when up against multi-targets, like, yeah, they'll probably eventually get through to her, because that's just a lot of attacks. Like, damn. Jesus. Look at all these constructs jumping the shit out of Valkyria. Poor girl. Didn't see it coming. Oh, shit. Yeah, she's doing alright. And I would expect her to do alright for a little bit here. Let's see, is that thing still glitched? Oh, it's up to 12 now. Okay. So yeah, they have some weapon strength debuff. I mean, that's what I'm saying. These little things in the late game can come in clutch. I would say, like, it's sometimes good to have versatility over, like, cutting funds, or for fun sometimes. But it looking like with that Spirit Leech, it's gonna end it all. GG. That was a pretty good one. That was pretty fun. I think we are going to end off here, guys. My brain is actually just melting within inside its socket. I was running on fumes that last battle. It's like just half brain dead. Jesus Christ, that is a lot of value. 3,000, 1,000, 200 lame. Okay. 400. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about the halberds here. I think you want mobility because again, like I think the scary Tomb King's anti-large or large stuff is like very mobile, you know. So these halberds are not gonna like they're gonna be fighting just infantry, you know. They're gonna fight like maybe like best situation is they're fighting skeleton warriors. Worst situation they're fighting like Tomb Card and they're just gonna like lose, you know. But yeah, thank you guys for coming out. I know there's a lot of fluctuating viewers today. It is like a two or Thursday, whatever day it is, so it's not quite the weekend, but it was sort of like evening time for European folk, midday for the good old Goge and the Americans. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you again to Umais for hosting this event from which I got all these replays from, and to Human Boy who let us use the his bot in his server to have all these people come play the games. So we'll be probably hosting events with this mod soon as well, either over this weekend or next week. And I'm hopefully going to be streaming tomorrow as well the grand finals for this league, which is the top two people who won the most games. And they're going to be dueling for a $50 cash prize. Oh, yes. Glorious, glorious winnings. Blood for the blood god. Skulls for the skull throne. Thank you guys yet again. I think I'm signing off. Go Jet.